Hi, I'm looking for Kim Wexler. I believe she works there.
Set the pot to the kettle? What? That is really rich. You preaching to me? See, you have no idea what I did or didn't do, okay? And why don't you turn yourself in? Seeing as how you're the one with the guilty conscience, huh? What is stopping you? Spring's in the ground. Mike's in the ground. Lalo's in the ground, apparently. You don't have to hold back on my account. They can only hang me once. So go ahead. Spill your guts. Put on your hair shirt. See what it gets you. Kim, why are we even talking about this? We're both too smart to throw our lives away for no reason. I only wanted to... Kim.
I'm glad you're alive.
Will you be tried? Will you go to jail?
I don't know. There's no physical evidence. No remaining witnesses other than my ex-husband, assuming he's still alive.
No, Valerie, I'm not okay. There's a criminal standing in my kitchen threatening me. He's a wanted man, and his name is Saul Goodman.
And it is over. Better Call Saul is concluded after 7.5 years. I believe it started in February of 2015. And this is probably the one show that I watched from the beginning. So I think I've told everybody in previous streams that I binge watched Breaking Bad. I did not watch Breaking Bad when it came out. I knew people that did. And I heard nothing but good things, but I was like, I don't know if this is my thing. You know, people I knew had weird tastes in television. And well, I was wrong, because I watched it and wow. If there's a show that could be a well-deserved character study, it's Breaking Bad. But this show is up there too. This is another great character study. And honestly, this finale was excellent. I just wish they would have built up to this more. I wish the last couple episodes would have led right into it. Like the last couple episodes still felt kind of disconnected.
I feel like I wish we were saying it before we went on. I wish this was a 2-part finale. I felt like it would have been nice to get into some of the stuff that happened in this episode a little bit much more. It makes the other ones feel lesser. Does that make sense? I mean, this episode was really good, and I wanted more of it. And, I felt like there was more that they could have fit in if they gave it 2 episodes rather than what they did with some of the previous episodes. I feel like it, stretched out a little bit to get there. But it was great, right? I mean, come on.
Oh, you got a comment right there.
Oh, yeah, my kid. Sorry. He's always floating around somewhere. He's building something.
What Legos is that?
That's the that's Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, really?
Lego set, yeah.
I didn't know they did. I didn't know they had Luigi's Mansion, but
it's
I know
relatively
Nintendo
new.
Mario has been doing. I bought a few for my friend's kids. So
yeah, it's relatively new. So
all right,
he got it for his birthday.
I know. Let's. I figure since we're gonna have people on, let's get this. Let's get this ball rolling. Let's get this breakdown going.
Yes, sir.
So, series finale, scene 1. And I was like, okay, how are they gonna open the series finale? What are they gonna do? How are they gonna pull this off? Well, we go back in time. We go back in time to the season 5 episode, Bagman, where, you know, Jimmy was stuck in the desert and he's drinking his own pee so he could survive. Well, he has a moment where, like, he's walking with the bags, he's holding the bags, he's wearing his little, you know, turban. He's wearing his little, you know, turban, and he has a Finn from Star Wars moment from the new trilogy. And he goes and he runs and he tries to, like, he finds this big water trough just like in Force Awakens and starts drinking it. And then you see Mike, and this is the only scene Mike is in, but it was nice to see Mike Ehrmantraut. Yep. He's like, don't do it too fast. You're gonna get yourself sick. You're gonna get yourself sick, kid. So it was a beauty to see Jonathan Banks again. And but it wasn't just Jonathan Banks. We got an unexpected guest in this episode. I won't say who, but Louis Berry might be happy. If you're here, you know, or Henry Lemoyne. I forget who said it, but we got a guest, someone from Breaking Bad. I won't say yet because we're not there yet. So
yeah.
By the way,
I
got a super sticker from Mr. Salty Texasy. Thank you, sir. You are awesome, like always. And get ready, Salty. Get ready for House of the Dragon Sunday. It's already to be our next show. So, So going back to this, so they're in the desert, and Mike and Saul have a nice chat, and we finally get a payoff to seeing the Time Machine book, the H.G. Wells Time Machine book, in the beginning of the season. And what does so basically it's the conversation starts because they have 7 million, and this is a callback to the I think season 1, where they had the Kettleman's money, and he asked Mike, like, why didn't we just keep it and split it 2 ways? Yep. And Mike is like, well, this is not our money to keep. This is simply a job, and that's as far as it goes. And he still feels the same here in this situation. And he's like, well, what are you going to do with it? And then Jimmy brings up the time machine. And then he's like, let's take 6 million, build a time machine. And then he asked Mike, like, if you went back in time, what would you like to do? Would you like to go see the Civil War? What would you like to do? And then he brings out a few dates. He brings December 8th, 2001, which I think is his son's death, if I remember correctly, Maddie's death.
Yeah.
And then he goes back, and then he's like, no, I'm going to go back further. He said March 17th, 1984. And that was when he took his first bribe as a policeman.
Right.
Now, if he would have said like December 1st, 1984, I would have been like, wow, that's when Beverly Hills Cop came out. Oh, wait, I brought up Beverly Hills Cop.
No.
So
already.
So yeah, let's I think I hear a transmission from the past. I think Mike wants to make an appearance here.
Mike's making an appearance. All right.
And here we go.
I figured,
Huh? What am I supposed to do here, Mikey?
I think I heard another transmission.
I think I take them now.
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
No, shut up.
Yeah, please.
Just shut up, Mikey.
Shut up, Mikey. Just shut up.
I always have an excuse. I made more clips. I made some Better Call Saul clips. So
I thought you were going to say like, how much did you clip out of freaking Beverly Hills Cop of Mike?
I only got 5 clips. I have the same 5 clips. It's just the 5 clips, but they never get old. They just never get old. So
I'm with you, brother.
So we get 2 dates from Mike. So Mike does have regrets, and then, well, he asks Jimmy. He's like, okay, well, what would you want to do? He's like, well, I want to go back to May 10th, 1965. Why May 10th, 1965? Well, that's the day Warren Buffett bought Berkshire Hathaway. And he's like, if I would have invested then, I'd be a billionaire. Or is there such a thing as a trillionaire? That's what he asks. So, I forget. I have to clip. What do you call it? At Nerdporials. So yeah, if you have questions at Nerdporio or at Steve, let's make Steve feel important.
Yeah, I'm not, but you can
So,
every once in a while.
So, and I think Mike's like, well, is that it? He's like, that's it, just money. Money is just money, and like, yeah. And then there's nothing else you change. And Jimmy says, I'm rested. So I guess Jimmy's kind of the Han Solo. If money's all that he loves, maybe that's what he'll receive.
Yeah.
Go from a movie nobody's heard of. So that's the first thing. And then of course we get the opening, still VHS. That's it.
Yep. You get the little that's the Albuquerque thing in the window, the rearview mirror, I think.
Mm-hmm. So scene 2 leaves off where last week left off. Carol Burnett calls Life Alert on. It's so funny saying this, but Carol Burnett calls Life Alert on Jimmy or on Saul Goodman, and he rushes out of the house and tries. He gets home, listens to the police radio or police radio detector thing, the surveillance or whatever, and he's getting his diamonds. He's getting his he's getting the money that he stole or got from those jobs, and tries to leave. He has just a shoe. He walks out, just sneaks out the window, walks with the shoebox with the diamonds and the money. And he's, it's a game of cat and mouse now. We're all getting excited, like he's being chased. He's a freaking helicopter on him. He sees a freaking helicopter. He's like, holy shit. What is he? What is he? Solid Snake now? Like he's got helicopters after him. It should have been a boss fight. He should have taken out like a couple of pistols and just started shooting at the helicopter.
Hell yeah, man. He should have just
even though he's never really
gone commando.
I don't think Saul Goodman's ever
John Matrix just gets a rocket launcher from somewhere and it's just like, take this. No.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I think this episode was the best use of Bill Oakley.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Bill Oakley
great.
had his moment.
Yeah.
What Bill Oakley
he was sort of the star of the show almost.
He is the star of the show.
Yeah, it is. I like this. Yeah, we're getting a few comments in chat real quick. Just I feel the same way. I don't like. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. Like I'm not mad. I'm not like I don't know. I think who was it? It was Mike Tackett. It said it's like I don't know. I'm just sort of like I'm okay. Like is that like I wasn't like super like woohoo, that was great. I was just like okay. Like it was good, but it was like okay. Like I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Like it's sort of very weird. I know I wasn't subverted, which makes me feel good, but it's just sort of like I don't know. I can't describe it. I'm definitely not mad, right? And it's not like, what did you do? That type of thing. But it's just sort of like, how do I feel?
It just feels like they could have done. I feel like they could have done more with this. Like,
yeah, I'm not. I don't know, right? I mean, so I think we're feeling the same thing you are, Mike. It's just sort of like, how do I describe what I'm feeling?
I think they can make another show. Saul Goodman Saul Goodman's jail adventures. Like he seems happy. I don't know. Did he? Now the question that I kind of lost was, did he go to that? I know he lost like his plea deal, but did he go to a different prison? Or
no, he went to the Supermax that he said was terrible. He lost all of it. He completely crushed his deal. He didn't go to that one. No,
prison.
he was in that crappy prison. You see it on the sign. I think when they're in the bus, he got the worst of the worst, man. He went to the bad prison. He got 68 or 86 years.
Gen was it Gen? What do they call it? Where you're Gen Pop? What was it called?
Gen Pop. Yeah.
Gen Pop.
He's obviously in Gen Pop because he's in there cooking. But I mean,
the only thing is, unlike a cop, he's not a cop. He was a lawyer who defended criminals, so he's more likely to survive. In my opinion.
Well, I think. Well, we'll get there. I don't want to go before, but he's almost a celebrity in jail. I would imagine.
Yeah,
You
better
can just
call
see that from
Saul.
the bus scene.
Better
But
call Saul. And then
but
there's
yeah. So
Scorpion.
I just wanted to address that a little quick before we moved on. It's just so like I
It felt like they could do. I feel like
I
this
don't know.
doesn't
I
feel
like.
like it. This doesn't quite feel like the definitive conclusion. Like it feels like even though he's in jail and he's doing time, like maybe he could like it's like he said he could get out. He can
good
get out.
behavior. Yeah, I don't know.
Good behavior. You never know. So he actually was optimistic.
It's another one of those things. He seems like he's happy. You know, he's fine, right?
Yeah.
He saved Kim. Like, well, we'll get there, but he saved Kim again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I felt, you know, I number one, I was glad I wasn't subverted. I got a lot of what I expected, which is fine right now. You know,
Yeah.
I'm okay with not being subverted with some weird crap. So, and I enjoyed everything. Everything was fine. It's just like I don't know. It's like maybe I'm just content. Maybe that's a weird feeling that I haven't felt in a while. I'm just good.
Yeah.
So we can move on. I just wanted to say that.
And Pat S is here. What's up, Pat S?
Hey, you got 50 in the chat. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Looks like
welcome.
Getting a lot of good.
Basketball history came back too. What's up, man?
We're getting a lot of mixed. We're getting some. It was okay. Some it was bad. Some it was great. So I think we're all sort of in this emotional limbo.
Yeah, I mean this show. I mean this is the end of not just Better Call Saul, but like of the Breaking Bad. This really the story that started with Breaking Bad. So this is about 14 years in the making. So you know, kids were born that year are teenagers now. So geez. And Nosferatu. Yeah, no. This is gold compared to what this is gold pressed platinum compared to what Game of Thrones gave us.
Yeah.
But let's keep going. Going.
Absolutely.
So because we're like once again, if you have headphones, we're gonna have you on once we get done with the breakdown, and that should be soon. So I'm gonna put the link up once we're done. So, all right. So like I was saying, he hears the helicopter. He's running. He goes into a tunnel. Once he goes into that tunnel, I think of Dirty Harry because there's a moment where Harry's holding a bag of money for the ransom in the original movie. Goes into a tunnel and he's accosted by these white dudes who are like, "Hey, what's in the bag, man?" And then he hits him with the yellow bag and then gets out his 44. He's like, "You don't listen, do you, asshole?" You know. And then they run away and everything. But I was like, they better not do that. No, they didn't. They did not do that. But once he got to a corner, he sees more policemen. Like obviously they're forming a perimeter around him, and he's not able to get out. So what does he do? He hides in the dumpster.
Yeah,
he hides in the dumpster, and he's trying to take out his phone, but he ends up losing his diamond. So he had that metal tin can of Band-Aid can of the diamonds, and he accidentally because he was trying to open the phone because of the stupid way it's wrapped in. It's a stupid way. It's like was it vacuum sealed or whatever. He can't open it because it's impossible to open those things. Even Larry David has made a joke about it on Curb Your Enthusiasm. Yeah, and then he loses the diamonds, and he's trying to pick them up. And I don't know if the diamonds made too much noise, but the police found him. He gets caught in the dumpster, and it was a callback to the episode where he's trying to get all the Sandpiper, all the shredded documents from the Sandpiper case. And what was funny was this was when he was on the phone with Rich, and Rich is like, "Hey," he's like, "Where are you at?" And he's like pretending that he's at like an opera. He's like, "Oh, where are you seeing? Oh, are you Mozart? Magic flute? Yeah, you suck my magic flute." But yeah, it just made me think of that. And of course, then the police have him in custody. I was like, okay, so all right, so he's in custody now. What's going to happen? And well, a lot happens.
Yeah.
So scene 3, he's in custody. Police listen to his commercial, and he actually calls Cinnabon. He calls Cinnabon. I had a Cinnabon today, by the way. He calls Cinnabon and says, "You're gonna need a new man. You're gonna, hey, what's her name, Krista? Hey, Krista. I need you to do the schedule, and you might need to call the main company. You need a new manager." So yeah, it was nice to give Cinnabon, its little, send off, because that's why we watch Better Call Saul, for the payoff when it comes to Cinnabon, right? Cinnabon. But so he goes back. He's in the cell, and he's just like repeating to himself. He's like, "This is how they get you. This is how they get you." He's like, "What were you thinking?" And he punches the door. He's like, "Ah!" It's like a slapstick moment.
Yeah.
And then he starts pulling a Walter White. He starts laughing. He starts laughing hysterically. And he's like, "I need another phone call. I need another phone call." And get a hug. Get a hug goodnight.
That man, he almost tackled me. Sorry about that.
No, it's all right. No, it's fine. Kid, I mean, my dad. I used to, when my dad was when I was a kid. I did the same thing. Always give kiss goodnight. So it's normal. Even on stream, my streams I'll allow it because I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm a good person.
Hey, he ain't going to bed though. That's the difference. He just tackled me. So
yeah, there you go. So, Bill Oakley. We see Bill Oakley again. I was like, "Are we going to see Bill Oakley again?" I wasn't sure. In the pre-show, well, we see Bill Oakley again, and Bill Oakley Saul's like, "Hey, I want you as an advisor. I want you for advisory council." And Bill is like, "You shouldn't be calling me. I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to report this to the police." And he's like, "Nah, don't worry. I'm already." He's like, "Don't worry. I'm already in custody. Don't worry about that." And he's like, "Well, why would I want to take your case? There's a mountain of evidence against you, and you're screwed regardless." And Saul's like, "No, I'm going to come out on top on this." I was like, "Uh-oh, what does he have up his sleeve? What's he going to do?"
yeah, well, I don't want to. Yeah, I think. I think he did get the best of him. We'll get there. I'm not gonna skip ahead, but yeah, I think I don't know. That's part of what bothers me a little bit. But go ahead. Let's keep moving along.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool that he called him. We all sort of expected it. They sort of set it up, and I'm glad they paid it off.
Yeah,
it was nice to see him. So
yep. So now, yep, he went the other way. He's went to the other side. He's come out. No, he's not gay. Bill Oakley is now a defense attorney. I love that. I still find that funny. So we see Saul. He's shaved now. He's shaved and he's got his hair combed back. So there we go.
Full on Saul look going.
Yep. Or trying to be. I mean, he lost most of his hair by this. So he's there, and then we see Marie. We see Marie Schrader. Here. And well, we find out that he's looking at life plus 190 years. And I thought Stir Crazy was crazy. I thought the sentence in the movie Stir Crazy was crazy for just robbing a bank and getting 130 years. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. But here, dude, this life plus 190 years.
Yeah. Well, they start just listening to the counts. It's like, whoa, okay.
And they're like, well, we could do 30 years, if you stay clean, you'd be an old man by then. Cause I think, Saul's in his late 40s. So yeah. I mean, yeah. And then Saul's like, you know what? Bring Marie in here. I want Marie in here. They're like, well, it's very irregular. Please. I think she should hear what I have to say. And then she's like, and then we get to hear a nice little monologue from Marie. She's like, "Oh, I heard you were in a dumpster." She's like, "Oh, it doesn't surprise me."
Yeah.
And then she's like, she talks about Hank, how great a person Hank was. Mm-hmm. She talks about Gomez or Gomi. Find out Gomi was married. Blanca, her name was Blanca, and he had 3 children. Now I don't recall if he ever said that in Breaking Bad. So I was like, oh, I didn't even know he had kids. So that was, I didn't even know he was, honestly, I didn't even know he was married. We didn't even know Howard was married until this season. So, yeah. I mean, if it was mentioned earlier, I didn't catch it. She's like, all this happened because all you wanted was money. and the punishment for you will never be enough. So Saul basically says, Saul actually retorts. He's like, yeah, I know you were a victim of everything that's been going on. And then this is where he flips the script. He's like, I'm a victim too. And they're like, huh? What? What's going on here? So he recounts the Better Call Saul episode. Why do you think? Now we know why they showed that particular scene again. Well, he brings this up. He's like, he says they hogtied me. They took me to a desert. They were going to kill me. And that's just how I met Walter White. And then he also brings up he's like, I was scared that they were, if I didn't work for him, I'd be dead or worse. And then he brings up the prison killings where everybody were like, it was 8 people. 8 people died, or it was 8 people died within a 2-minute window. It was that well, planned. And then he says, oh, I lost a good friend in this. Waxberger. Remember Waxberger, the guy that was he was the one that Mike hired to put all the money in the safety deposit box at the banks for all the guys, for all of his men to keep silent. He's like, oh, and like I literally showed a clip of that earlier, like a couple episodes ago, where he's like, I told you not to hire that hack Waxberger. It's Mike's like, shut up, Saul, and just bring it back. So it was ridiculous. Like there were so many callbacks. It was great. Like this didn't just feel like a finale to Better Call Saul. This also felt like an epilogue to Breaking Bad. So. And so he literally says I did it under duress, and you know what I have now? Look at me now. I got nothing, which is another thing he has in common with Solid Snake. Maybe they should make a Saul Goodman Metal Gear Solid, because that's literally what Snake says at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4. He's like, Ryan, you have a family. I have nothing. Sorry. If you like good political thrillers, like Tom Clancy stuff, you would love Metal Gear Solid. Great story, great video games. Mostly cutscenes though, but that's beside the point. So, so I'm assuming this Castellano guy is the DA of Albuquerque. I'm not sure exactly.
I think he said U.S. attorney. So I think it's big. I think it's bigger. I think he's a U.S. attorney.
Oh, he's a U.S. attorney.
So yeah, I think it's much at that point. It's much larger than Albuquerque. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm pretty sure he said he was U.S. attorney.
Yeah, and Saul literally challenges this guy. He's like, I hear you never won a case. He's like, well, it's a tricky thing, these juries. It only takes one juror. So he was holding his own with these people, and it was a very refreshing thing to see.
It's not holding his own. He beat him straight up.
Yeah,
straight up. I mean, he had him. Like that. I think that's part of a little bit. What I mean, I understand, where we go from here with this, but it's like, he gave up a lot. We'll get there, but I mean, but getting him from what was it? Life 1 plus 190 years to 7,
7.5, yeah,
to 7.
Mm-hmm.
He beat him. I'm surprised he stopped there. He probably could. I mean, if he kept going, he might have got it down to parole. I mean, like, what are we talking? Like, I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. So Kim kind of put a wrench in those plans when she did a sworn affidavit, because he was going to give them something on Howard.
Yeah.
And this, but I was like, oh no, he's not going to mess this one up, is he? So
but at that point, he was down to 7 already. So I mean, it was like, okay, we're going to try and get that was just to get his ice cream. At that point,
ice cream. Yeah, the mint chip. Yeah, because the mint chip. The sweetness.
That was just to get his ice cream. At that point, he was at that point. He was just toying with him. He's just like, dude, I got you down from life 190 down to 7. I want ice cream. I want foot massages.
I want ice cream every Friday night.
Ice cream every Friday night.
Bunny.
I want foot massages. I want to get a back rub. I mean, it's like he's just completely screwing with him.
Yeah, he was completely, and it was ridiculous. The whole ice cream thing made me think of there's a Star Trek episode called The Naked Time, where one of the where the navigator they're all under this intoxication influence, this disease that makes you seem like you're drunk. Well, the navigator dude seals up engineering, and he takes over the intercom and he starts singing stuff. Well, at one point he's like, I'm going to offer free ice cream every night for those who will sing with me. And then every time Kirk interrupts, he's like, I'm not going to give you any ice cream, Captain, because you're being quite rude and stuff. So that just made me think of that. So I have to bring Star Trek into this. So, but yeah, so let's keep going.
Yep.
So, and this, like, he's like, I want some wiggle room. Saul's like, I want some wiggle room. And you know what? And then Marie's getting so upset. She's like, you're not going to negotiate with him. And she leaves. She just storms out of the place. So that's the end of that scene. So we're back to scene 4. We find out 7.5 years. He wants to be incarcerated to FCI Butner Low in North Carolina, Wing D. Apparently they have a golf program here.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was 1 pint. Yeah, it was 1 pint Bluebell mint chocolate chip every Fridays. And then, of course, spills the beans on Howard, and he wasn't aware of Kim's affidavit, like I said. So, and he's devastated. We already kind of covered that. So now we're in scene 5. Saul's in bed, wakes up, and there's color. So I'm like, okay, when does this take place?
Yep.
And look who's there. Walter White is here in this episode. And we find out this is in Ed's basement. So this is when they're in
waiting for transport.
They're waiting for transit. And Walt is trying to fix this clicking sound that I think is coming from the AC or something. I don't remember.
It's the heater, I think.
The heater.
It said something about hot water. So
yeah.
I'm assuming, yeah.
And it's keeping Saul awake. And then Saul kind of, gets up and he asks, what would Walt do if he had a time machine? And Walt has like the perfect response. He's such a dick. He's like, time machine is a theoretical impossibility. It breaks the second law of thermodynamics. And of course, second law of thermodynamics is, I don't know if any of you taken thermodynamics, but second law of thermodynamics is basically entropy. And entropy is basically the measure of disorder in the universe. So, and there's equations for that, and it's like delta S. And it's been a while since I've taken thermodynamics, but yeah, that's basically what he's talking about. So Walt's a dick. He's like, well, and then he gets into like he's like, well, Saul, you mean regrets? Just say regrets. Don't bring us this time travel stuff. It just it grinds my gears, So, he basically, Walt talks about gray matter. Walt talks about gray matter and how like he kind of felt like
he screwed the pooch on gray matter. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, so they basically commercialized Walt's discoveries, and he stepped down. He felt it was the noble thing to do, which is not why he stepped down. He stepped down because he didn't like the fact that Gretchen's family was rich, and he felt pretty like like a plebe, and that's why he left or something.
Yeah.
So he asked Saul, like, what would you want to do? Or no, actually, Saul brings this up. Like, you never told me about this. We could have went after them for this and that and this and that, And
yeah, and then he just says, like, Saul, you suck. It's like, damn, man, you really are an asshole, aren't you, Walt?
Well, it's like, you're the last person I'd go to this. So yeah, Walt has like zero respect for Saul. Like he just has Saul do the worst fucking things ever. I mean, dude, he made Saul an accessory in the poisoning of a child.
Look, I mean, well, it's at the end, but what I guess at that point Jimmy says is absolutely right. Walt would have been done if it wasn't for Jimmy.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
I totally agree with that. Yeah. So, and we find out, Saul was 22. We find out that there's one regret that Saul had. He says when he was 22, he was doing a slipping Jimmy in front of a Marshall Fields. And because I'm in Chicago, I know exactly where Marshall Fields is, State Street. Now it's a Macy's. Bastards had to sell it. And he hurt himself. He heard a sound, and it wasn't coming from it was coming from him, and that's why we find out he has bad knees after all this time. And yeah, but he says it put him through bartending school. So, and Walt's like, oh, you were always like this. And that's how the scene ends. He's like, you were always like this. And I'm just thinking, Dick. Wow. Dick. And but hey, so it didn't look like he was wearing. Was he wearing a ball cap? Because it didn't look like he was wearing a ball cap. It looked like he shaved his head again for this.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I think he shaved his head. I don't know.
But what's funny was for the other scene, the scene where they were wearing the hats, he actually had his hair. He had his hair cut short, but he still had his hair because they showed him at the very end taking off the hat for that. Yeah. So yeah. So whoever, yeah. So if you guys thought of it, you're right. So, but yeah. So we cut to where Saul's on a plane, his hair's coming back again, and there's a marshal next to him, and then of course Bill's on the plane with him, and he's like, "Hey, Bill, let's he's like, let's talk." And then the marshal's trying to tell him to shut up. It's like, well, no, you could talk. If we talk about something, you'll just hear it and report it. So why not? It's a win-win. It's a win-win. Come on. It's like, okay, fine. And of course, this is where we learn about Kim's situation, and that Kim is basically in a lot of trouble. Like she can lose everything with her going to Cheryl Hamlin, because Cheryl Hamlin's going to go after her with a civil suit and take her for everything she has. Mm-hmm. We find out she's lawyer shopping, and Bill's kind of pissed that she overlooked him.
Yeah,
in Albuquerque.
Like, shopping didn't look for me, but
didn't look for me. So, yeah, I thought that was funny. Would she have went with Chuck? That would be the good question, because Chuck is the rock star, the lawyer of the Albuquerque law community. So, but yeah, so Bill's like, I really need to use the restroom. Are you done? Of course, yeah. Come on, Bill, you earned this. And of course, we see the marshal. He's taking his notes, and then he's like, you know what? I want to make their toast. He's like, Saul's like, I want to make their toast curl. And he's like, Saul's like, it's good ice. It's like, it's good ice cream. So he's telling them, like,
it's really good
them all this. Yeah. And I was like, what is he going to do? Does he want to hurt Kim? Nope. Doesn't want to hurt Kim, actually.
No, I never. I think that's what they wanted you to think. I never bought it.
Yeah.
I didn't buy into it at all. But.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. So I just asked myself that question. I'm like, where's he going? But like you said, like, it's not what his character would do. So we're back to Kim. We finally see Kim again. She's at Palm Coast at work. She's at lunchtime. They're talking restaurants. She has work early. She leaves work early. Excuse me. Visits a place and offers to volunteer. We find out the Central Florida Legal Aid. So it looks like she's getting interested in resuming her law career, and so she's starting out there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And then she goes in the file cabinet. She gets a call from Suzanne, and learns about Jimmy's arrest, and learns of the testimony he's going to give. So we got to see Suzanne again. I was surprised.
That was a good way to get her in there too. That was fine. Just quick little phone call, professional to professional. Here's a heads up, what's going on. That mutual respect there. So yeah, that was good. It was good to see her too. So
yeah, and of course, so now we're in. We got how many more scenes we got? 2 more scenes. We're almost done.
Yeah.
So, scene 6. So Saul's wearing a 6 suit. He's walking. He's wearing a very Saul Goodman suit. And he sees Kim sitting there, and Maria's there, and we find out Kim's foot is shaking, just like in the episode where they're doing the heist with they're doing the car. They're doing the thing with Howard's car. She was shaking then too. He's like, it's showtime. So I was like, yes, we got to hear that again. And we find out that this is the U.S. versus Saul Goodman. Man, I wish they could have carried this into another episode. I mean, I'm sure there would have been so much content to pull ahead, but hey, at least we got this. So we meet Blanca. We see Blanca Gomez for the first time, Gomi's wife. And we find out that Saul's actually going to represent himself. Saul's going to represent himself. and Bill is just like an advisor. He's just there as an advisor or something. So the judge questions. So judge has plenty of questions about the plea deal, and Saul basically wants to speak for himself. And the judge is like, the judge is like, no, I don't think you should. He's like, yeah, I think I should. He's like, yeah, I should. I'm a lawyer, or I was a lawyer. And of course, and he ends up starting to tell. He tells the truth. He actually tells the truth about everything. He goes back, he reiterates what he says about being kidnapped, but then he changes his tune. He's like, I saw this. I saw who they were, and I took this as an opportunity, and I made millions off of them. And I was with them. If it wasn't for me, like he said, they would not have gotten far. And that's how. And of course, the judge is telling him to stop, and Oakley, Bill, is telling him to stop. But Castellano was like, "No, let him keep going. Let him keep going. Let him keep going. We want to hear this. We want to hear this."
Yeah, yeah. And then he turns around, and is like, "Oh yeah, if all that other stuff, that was a bunch of BS. I fed you a bunch of crap." Okay, back to what I was saying.
Yes,
right. It's just like the bravado, right?
Oakley's like, and this is the best part of that. He's like, Your Honor, I wish to request from this thing, and the judge denies it. The judge denies him.
Yeah, it's like, no, sit down. Yeah,
and it's great. And of course, then then Jimmy, Saul swears oath. He gives a sworn oath. And then, of course, he recounts Breaking Bad and his entire involvement. And then he talks about Hamlin. And he's like, he literally says he admits he ran away. He mentions Chuck. He says he could have tried harder. And he admits that he took every opportunity to hurt his brother. And, of course, he admits to the malpractice insurance, and he'll live with that. And what's funny is Bill's like, that's not even a crime. He's like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and this was the one. He's like, the name's James McGill. Call me James McGill. Yeah. And of course, then we hear Bill and the U.S. attorneys are arguing. I'm like, oh, poor Bill. One last laugh from the audience because he didn't even want to be in this situation. So, yeah, F's in the chat for Bill, even though he didn't die, but. It's
career did. I mean, he was trying to get out of there. He's just like, can I recuse myself, please? Because he saw the writing on the wall. It was over.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. So, all right. So we're in the final scene, or we're in the last scene after the commercial break. Even though I didn't, AMC Plus fucked up. Excuse my language. So we got color. Oh, what's funny? Oh, well, I'll bring this up afterwards. Scene 7. So we have color again. Chuck's back. So we're in a scene. I think this takes place before season 1. So Jimmy is in Chuck's house, and of course this is after. This is obviously after he divorces. He's alone. He's divorced from Rebecca. He's using the lantern. He's got the electromagnetic condition. I forget what they call it. Electromagnetic hypersensitivity or something.
Yeah, hypersensitivity. Yeah, I forget the name for it. But
yeah, and he's
obviously right at the beginning of that.
Yeah, and Jimmy's bringing him groceries. He's basically doing all this stuff, and Chuck is looking at him. He's like, you don't have to do this. I could just hire someone from the firm to do all this shit for me. And he's like, no, I know we're brothers. He's like, no, we're brothers. I'm sure you do it for me. And I was thinking, no, he wouldn't. He wants to believe that, but no. But Chuck won't say anything. What was I gonna say? So they're talking about he's like, what will we talk about? Well, we can talk about your cases and stuff. And he's like, oh, you could. And then there's a little bit of tension right there. Jimmy's like, well, you want to talk to me about what I'm doing wrong? I'm sure that's what you want. And then Chuck brings up that it's okay to change paths. It's never a bad thing to change paths, this is like, him trying to keep Jimmy from being a lawyer. Mm-hmm. And of course, Jimmy retorts saying, well, when did you ever have to change yours, Chuck?
Yeah.
And then I think he leaves after that. And then we see that the time machine book actually was Chuck's or it was on Chuck's counter. So I don't know if he stole it from Chuck or Chuck gave it to him. because Chuck burned his unless it survived the burning of the house. So I'm curious now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I haven't been keeping stars. Lyle actually asked me a question. Did anyone else say it Nerdporio?
I didn't say. I should have been keeping track. I was listening to you.
No,
there's a lot of interesting back and forth in the chat, so that's good.
Well, that's what we're here for, conversations. Everyone's going to agree on this.
Yeah, I don't see.
And all opinions are welcome. Just don't be try to avoid name calling as best you can.
There's none of that going on. You're good there. They're
okay.
Just
well, then we got
a
great freaking chat. This is an awesome chat.
Yep.
We're all adults
none
here.
Of that. None of that.
So all right. So so Jimmy is now going to federal prison. He's on the bus being transported, and the prisoner in front of him recognizes him. He's like, Hey, I know you. Better call Saul. He's like, no. He's like, no. The name's James McGill. No, you're Saul. We know you. And then they start chanting, better call Saul.
The whole bus, it was freaking awesome.
Better call Saul. And it was a beautiful moment. I loved it. Because he's not forgotten. Like one thing that Jimmy, reason why Jimmy acts up and reason why he is the way he is, because nobody ever really paid attention to him. His parents is like his dad, he was trying to tell his dad something. He felt his dad didn't take him seriously, and his brother definitely didn't. You know, one of the things he wanted the most was to earn the respect of his brother.
Yeah,
and he never got that, and it was his death, and especially with what his brother said to him, he kind of held back further. He just reverted into a shell, and the seeds of Saul Goodman started after his brother's death, and of course they came full out after Kim leaves him. So
right.
But the fact that he's willing to, face it and face everything and say he's James McGill was just a beautiful thing. Every time he said I was James McGill, I felt some emotions right there, because I know that's what they were trying to get at. Kind of like with Walter White trying to admit, getting him to admit that he did all this for himself, and at the end of Breaking Bad, well, this was him, Jimmy, admitting who he is and just owning up to everything. So. He's apparently, I see the Cinnabon mixer. I'm like, wait a minute, are we getting another scene at Cinnabon? We see the Cinnabon mixer mixing up the dough, and no, it's not Cinnabon. It's actually the kitchen. So Saul's or Jimmy's position in the prison is he works in the kitchen. So, and of course he's doing stuff. And then he gets a call from, we find out that his lawyer is there, and we find out the lawyer is Kim. So Kim's there. She's got short hair. She still has the black hair, but she's got the short black hair. Kind of like she kind of has that femme fatale.
She looked a lot better.
She looked a lot better.
Yeah.
And we get the reunion. We get the Kim and Jimmy reunion that we've been waiting for. Unfortunately, the reunion, they see each other in the court, but we didn't really truly get the reunion until in the jail. And we find out she got reinstated as a lawyer. They'd never had an expiration date for the New Mexico bar, so she was able to reinstate whenever she wanted. So that was beautiful. And they lean on the wall and they share a cigarette, just like in the first episode. Another callback to the first episode. When Jimmy, when Jimmy's at HHM and he's kicking the garbage can after he sees the Kettlemans, after he sees HHM taking the Kettlemans instead of him. And then he goes outside and he has a smoke with Kim. It's like it was a silent scene right there. So, but that was cool. And she's like, you had it. She's like, you had it down to 7 years. And now he's at 86 years. But he says, but with good behavior, who knows? So he's optimistic. So for once, he's optimistic about his future, even though he's in jail. He's actually optimistic. And you know what? Because he's optimistic, I'm going to be, as a viewer, I'm optimistic. So I thought that was great. And of course, Kim leaves. We see an above shot. She leaves, and she sees Jimmy from behind the fence. And of course, Jimmy's doing the pistol signs like that, like he did, and like she did at the end of season 5. and we see that they're like really separated by fences. So like this is like probably this is the end. And she leaves, and she's looking back, and she's getting further and further and further away until she turns a corner, and he's completely out of sight. And that's how the episode ends. That's how we see the credits right there. But it's not all. We get a couple more things. We find out that the final outfit is a jail outfit. The outfit and the coat hangers and everything. We see the coat hanger moving. We're like, what is that? What is he going to wear? Well, it's a jail outfit. It's got the numbers on the back and everything. But then we get something beautiful even after that. We get Odenkirk and the rest of the cast thanking the fans for supporting the show. And that's how television productions and how creators should treat people. You treat your fans well, and especially the ones that are critical of you.
Yep. Absolutely.
Don't pull a Johnny Cochran or pull on OJ Simpson and pull and blame it on on things that end in ist because people don't like it. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna go. That's how I'm gonna go with that.
I thought it was a nice touch at the end. Everybody sort of taking a few minutes and
yeah, everybody. It was Patrick Fabian.
Oh yeah, it was everybody.
Jonathan Banks. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Yeah. Well, you're Jonathan Banks. You don't have to say anything. Just tell us if we ever come back. Oh, Jonathan Banks, young Mike is back. Wait, I'm hearing a transmission.
Oh no.
I swear, if you ever show your face out there again,
I won't.
Ever.
I won't.
Ever.
I won't. I promise you.
Oh!
Yeah. That's Jonathan Banks for you. Yeah, but Mike Ehrmantraut's character, probably the most badass character in fiction. I mean, I can't think of anyone that's more badass. Maybe Dirty Harry. Maybe Harry Killing Eastwood's Harry Callahan is up there, but I can't think of anyone more badass. I mean, chat, let me know. Do you think there's anyone more badass than Mike Ehrmantraut?
Pretty badass.
It's just I just wish I still want them to bring him back. Just bring him back to life and make him an android and give him a new. Just do what they did in Picard. But make it turn it to science fiction. Make the next show Ehrmantraut. Android Ehrmantraut PI. Jonathan Banks will do it. He'll do it. He'll do it.
Android Ehrmantraut PI. All right, why not?
Or clone of Ehrmantraut. Make him a clone. But somehow he maintains his age. I don't know. So, but that, my friends, is the end of Better Call Saul, and it's a lot to take in, and I just. This episode was a great episode. I wish this episode. I honestly wish this would have been 3 episodes. He had to start with this, and then we would have had an episode with him in prison and him, accepting everything. They did this all really quickly, in my opinion. I still love it, but I felt this ended a little too quickly.
Yeah, I think we talked about it. We talked about it before we went live, real quick. I feel like it should have been almost a 2-part finale. For me, I just it sort of makes the episodes in front of it seem a little bit worse because I just feel like that was time that could have been spent on this episode. Maybe hashing out some of the things, maybe getting some Saul in jail, maybe he's doing some legal advice stuff, or maybe he's just walking around. Everybody knows him; he's a celebrity in jail type thing, so he's not not feeling, he's feeling more at home than he thought he would or something. I don't know. I understand what we're supposed to think about, but I don't know what he really gained or did for Kim by tacking on all the years. He didn't she was already in trouble by what she said. He gave them extra stuff, which hurt her more. So now by taking that back, she's still in trouble, and he's now screwed himself. I know it was to get her into court, but you're going to give up, 70 years of your life to get her into court. Wow. I guess if you're going with that's how much he loved her thing, that's okay. I don't know. it seemed like a lot to give up just to get her to court so she could be there without. I mean, she could have just tried to call her, maybe. I mean, had Bill call her and say it's really important you're here.
Well, didn't he say like
something.
she had no involvement in that? I thought that's what he was trying to do. So he gave them the truth about.
Well,
his
she's already
claim.
turned in a signed affidavit and confessed, so she can say all he wants. She's already turned in a paper saying she's done it. So I don't know that him saying it clears her
Well,
really that because
I think he. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to rewatch the episode. So.
I don't know. That bothered me a little bit. I feel like it was, I think a few people in chat have said it a little bit rushed, but there wasn't. I just felt like maybe a little bit more in there, in between the lines. I don't know. I think the cameos were done okay. Maria, I was sort of surprised to see Marie and all the focus on Hank.
Mm-hmm.
I was that sort of took me off guard, but I thought it was fine. Marie still, I don't know what it is. Marie, it was fine to see her, but that character sort of rubs me weird. I don't know why. I never liked the character that much, but
who?
Marie.
Oh, Marie. Nobody did.
So it's one of those, she has every right to be pissed. Don't get me wrong. It just she was always a weird character for me. I had sort of never really got her right. So, but I don't know. I'm still sort of left like I don't know. Like I hate saying that. That's the biggest cop out thing to say, but I'm definitely not mad. I'm definitely, I think Saul should be in jail. I wish he didn't dispose of all his hard work to get it down to 7 years, just to get her into court so she could see him realize all these self realizations and have his come to terms with Chuck and all that. Right? It seemed a lot to give up to get her in there to see that speech. And I guess love makes you do weird things, and that's what it's supposed to be about, is how much he loved her. But I don't know. Just that was a little bit iffy for me. What do you think?
I don't know. I thought he was trying to let her off. That's why she became a lawyer again. Because
I don't think she became a lawyer again, though. I think she just conned the police. I think she conned the prison with a fake ID, basically.
Well, no, she said she redid her bar. The bar never expired.
Well, no, she said there's no expiration date on her identification. She didn't say she redid the bar.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh,
yeah. I don't think it said anything about. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I don't know. I don't think it said anything about her being a lawyer again. I think it just was her saying my license is, even though the way I took it was I'm not a lawyer, but my credentials still work.
I see. Okay.
That's how I took it. I don't know.
I'll have to rewatch it. I'll have to rewatch it and check it out. So I want to get these questions that I saved, and then we're gonna start bringing people in. I already put the link up. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
So Joe Joker says, with all the time travel talk, tell me, I wasn't the only one who thought the show was going to end on a totally chronologically inaccurate Wayfarer crash with Jimmy McGill on board. No, I don't think so. Wayfarer crash. I gotta look that up. Max Redstone, do you think the exit sign in the courtroom was Chuck watching over Jimmy? I mean, it was funny. It was the exit because Chuck wanted the exit thing turned off. They're like, no, we can't code.
I think it was just a callback to Chuck. I don't know that Chuck is up there.
Yeah, that would be so ironic if Chuck was actually an electronic device.
Chuck was not a great dude either. I mean, he didn't kill anybody, but he was yeah.
And we got Lyle here. Lyle showed up. He says Walter's bald cap looked a lot better here than El Camino. Like he looked like Heisenberg in this scene. So I really like that. We got another one from Max. He says, "Do we know whether or not Kim was reinstated to the New Mexico bar? All she said was the card didn't have an expiration date, meaning she could have used it for an attorney visit." Yeah, that's exactly what you said. So that's exactly what you said.
Yeah,
Steve.
so that's how I took it. Was the ID that was good, not that she was a lawyer, practicing lawyer in Albuquerque again.
I see. So, all right. So I answered every question. So if you have headphones and you want to come on, well, now's the time. The link is pinned. The link is pinned above.
Is it?
It is.
Is it?
Yeah, as you see on top,
I see it.
right below chat, it
see it,
says
yeah.
Nerporeal Life Form, and there's a link saying stream HTTPS StreamYards.
I see it. My bad.
So if you want to come on, we're here. Talk
So,
to us.
so how did you
Say
feel?
a few syllables. What?
How did you feel?
I felt like there could be more. Like it didn't feel as definitive as Breaking Bad's as the episode Felina and Breaking Bad. Maybe it's because it ended with Walt's death and Walt was able to leave the money and everything. Oh, we got our first guest. We have Munions. What's up, Munions? Welcome.
Yo, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
I just feel like the time travel thing wasn't really fleshed out.
What do you mean, like fleshed out? Like how he got the book, or what made him interested in the whole time travel thing?
They just kind of fudged it together at the end. Like it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't really come out that much in that. Then they shoved a whole bunch of time. Like, hey, like I guess it was supposed to be like maybe a look back on regrets and to see like maybe you're supposed to think about whether Saul regrets what he did, and that's why he's talking about going back in time. So and that's why he does, because he's full of regret in the end. I don't know if that's what they're getting at or not. Smarter people than me probably can decipher better.
I think they were. I mean, obviously they're trying to give, because Jimmy throughout the show was like he was like, especially after Chuck's death, he didn't show any remorse. I mean, it nearly cost him the bar the first time. Luckily, he got a second chance, and then he completely, like I said during the pre-show, he completely bullshitted, saying how much Chuck, he looked up to Chuck and took them for suckers. But I did not notice the time travel thing until the very first episode, where we see them, taking away all of his, belongings from his mansion, and we see the book. We just see the book liner. We're like, what the hell's this? I didn't even know he was into science fiction. So, and what's funny is, I've not read or even seen the time time machine, H.G. Wells. So that's something I got to check out now that we're done with Better Call Saul. So about you, Munions, what about how'd you? So have you been watching this from the very beginning? Have you watched Breaking Bad from the very beginning?
Yeah, I watched not from the very beginning, but I'd say season 6. I was watching like every new episode. I kind of like fell off when it first came on, and then just got right back into it during season 6.
Oh, is that oh, you mean season like 5B, the second half of season 5?
Yeah,
the longest trip to the toilet for Hank. Hank was on the toilet for a whole year, or 14 months to be exact.
Yeah.
We finally see him get off the toilet.
Yeah. I just find it like it's Better Call Saul is a completely like kind of different show than Breaking Bad. But they like kind of married them together in a way.
Yeah, Breaking Bad wasn't a prequel to anything, so they could do whatever they wanted. So they could they could kill off characters if they wanted to. Nobody was safe. And yeah, like it was more of an action thriller. It was more of a thriller. I mean, there's obviously a family element. So people, you're like, when is like I binge watch it, so I can't really. I didn't have really any expectations, but now that I think of it, I'm sure people were thinking, well, when is the family going to finally find out? When is Hank going to find out that he's Heisenberg? Because it's going to happen. Like that's what's ultimately going to happen, right? And well, it does. So,
last thing I want to say real quick: what do you guys think about Gus getting the background story or fleshing out the whole Columbia thing?
The whole Gus thing just made his story even more fucked up. He had Hector Salamanca in the palm of his fucking hand. He had him in the palm of his hand. He had like after he has his heart attack. Or a stroke. I think it was a stroke.
Stroke.
He had a stroke, and he's like, you know what? we should see how evil of the son of a bitch Gus is. He brings the best. He brings Johns Hopkins like care to him, and then once he notices that Hector can think again, he cuts it off, leaving him in an almost vegetative state, kind of like Captain Pike in the original Star Trek series.
Are you talking about maybe even like another show going deeper into Gus, or
yeah, like the whole magical thing, and like I feel like they just kind of gave us glimpses, but not really the backpack.
I think if they were gonna do a show, that's where you go. Just sort of the deeper workings of that. I don't know where else you would go. I think. Well, I mean, it worked. I think the problem with that is we know where Gus ends up. Saul, we didn't quite. I think this prequel way of doing this show worked because we didn't really know where Saul ended up. Gus, we know what happens to him, so it would. I don't know. They'd have. It's possible, and honestly, just because we know how Gus's fate ends up doesn't mean it won't be a good show. It would just need to be a little bit creative and maybe go back a little further, maybe from where he's starting. Starting up all his backstory and all that, because we didn't get any of that. So I think if they were going to do a show, that'd be the era to do it in, and maybe find some way to extend it beyond Gus. Even maybe find somebody that is taking over for him or something like that, just so you could get it lined up with where the shows are ending, right?
So, Manian, do you have any more questions?
No, not right now. Thank you guys for having me on.
Oh no, great! Thank you so much for been consistently being supportive.
Yeah, it was a wild ride.
I like. Here's the thing. Like, I wanted there were seasons where there was no one to go talk. There was no. I didn't really see any after shows or see any videos of people putting out stuff right away. So I was like, you know what? I started this YouTube channel about a year ago. You know what? Better Call Saul comes back on. I want to do an after show. I want to do it just like Talking Saul. But of course, we'll talk. We'll talk to Chad and everything. So, but thank you again. Thank you so much.
Yep, no problem. Thank you guys.
And we have our next guest. We have Henry Lemoyne.
Hey,
how you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I was just messing around with the Lyle thing in the chat.
Oh, you were Lyle? Oh, I didn't think it was Harrison Thomas. Harrison Thomas won't return my DMs on Instagram, and you cannot DM him on you can't DM him on Twitter. He has it turned off. So.
Hopes are dashed. Dang it.
Yeah, actors. I guess everybody. I guess you have to go through special channels to do that. So Henry, you have any questions for us?
Yeah, the finale was it was interesting. It was kind of, what's the word? It was kind of like
I can't find the word. I don't know.
It was kind of like sedated.
Yes,
if that's the word.
I think that's a good word for it, because I can't find it either. I just was like,
it wasn't actually packed. It wasn't like, when you say sedated, what do you mean?
I think the word I used before was content. Maybe I don't know if content's even the word. It's just sort of like
contense.
Like,
content?
I don't know. It's just like it's over.
I guess I guess I predicted it correctly last week when I said that Jimmy was just gonna do life in prison.
Yeah, a few of you guys said. I know Max said that too. Max Redfield? I know Redstone. I'm sorry, Max Redstone. I know a few of you guys said it, and that's just how it's. I mean, of his own accord. That's the other thing. He didn't have to do life. That's the thing that sort of irritated me about the episode. Other than that, I was happy with it. He just voluntarily did life after doing all the hard work.
Yeah, I agree. It seems kind of out of character for Jimmy to just willingly do life instead of taking the 7-year deal.
Well, I don't see what he gained from it either. Like, I guess that's the part I don't understand. Is
I guess
what did he gain from going from 7 to 86? How did he help Kim?
I think
that?
I think what the show was trying to say is that he felt super guilty, and doing the super long sentence was the only way that he could feel better with himself for after everything he did, because he felt guilty or something like that. I feel like that's what it was trying to say.
So kind of like Kim's predicament. The reason why she did not did the affidavit, and even went all the way to Cheryl, gave her the affidavit.
Yeah, something like that, maybe. That's what I kind of got out
I
of it.
thought he was trying to like help her. Like that's the weird thing. I thought he was trying to help her. So I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I guess I misinterpreted what was going on.
Well, I think he did help her. He kind of, I think he got
Because
her.
I thought he like diminished her involvement, like he's like or
Yeah.
something. I thought at least what I thought he was trying to do.
I see. I don't know that he did. I don't know what he did. That's the part I'm having a problem with, because he turns around and tells the DA all that stuff I gave you was bullshit. You know.
Yeah.
How so if he's turning all the stuff that was going to help them make a stronger case against Kim, he just removed. So now they're back to square one with Kim's case, which was already not good for Kim. So I just don't understand why him doing, piling on and then removing it helps her, rather than putting her back to square one where she's still in trouble. I don't know. That's just where I'm not understanding how him doing more time is helping her. Otherwise, then it's just hey, I'm a bad dude. I'm going to spend the rest of
Do you
life in
think
prison.
Jimmy redeemed himself, or do you think he was trying to redeem himself doing all this? Atone.
I don't know
so to
that
speak?
he really redeemed himself. I think he might have. I don't know. I don't think it's a redemption. Sorry, go ahead, Henry.
I have a question. Do you think that Jimmy was just kind of being like sarcastic and like kind of making like just a dumb joke and making fun of his whole situation when he said, maybe with good behavior? Because I don't think if you have 86 years, I don't think good behavior is going to do anything.
No, that maybe overcrowding. They'll let him out because he's not a
You'd be
dangerous
surprised.
offender. But I don't know.
To me, I read that as he was optimistic for once in his life. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I took it a little bit of sarcasm. I think he's sort of.
He's resigned. He's resigned to his fate.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, like he literally says, you never know, and that's the thing with like he might die in prison. I mean, I'd like to think that I like to be hopeful and think that he'll get out one day. Maybe he'll get out when he's an old man. Wow.
So Robbie Gee in chat said, lawyer here, basically he assumed all liability for what happened to Howard. So okay, so he just basically
that's why I thought it happened.
Got Kim off the hook. All right.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was going on. So because she said one thing, and he's like, well, he gives them the truth about Breaking Bad, and yeah.
Well, I don't know how that works with legal documents already in play that she's confessed, so I wasn't sure. So, obviously I'm not a lawyer. So,
and Robbie Gay says on behavior with sarcasm, you get 7 years at best. You should, dude, hit the link, join us, become part of this. So, Henry, do you have any other questions and anything else you want to bring up?
Yeah, we should have had a post-credit scene with Lyle.
Oh, speaking of Lyle, I think I hear a transmission. Do you guys hear a transmission? No. I know you do. I know you hear a transmission. Let's see. Here we go. 20-second clip.
Mr. Fang, I was just about to come find you.
Thank you, Lyle. You can go home.
But is it like you think it's okay? It's clean?
It is acceptable.
I feel like Lyle wants to beat him with those fry baskets.
Yeah, Lyle looked horrible. Lyle looked horrible in this scene.
Before I go, I just want to ask one more thing. I heard that there's going to be like a new show starting with Bob Odenkirk. Did you hear about that?
I didn't.
No. I mean, I heard Vince Gilligan was working on an X-Files type of show.
Yeah. I think I'm not sure if it's on AMC or not, but I heard the show was called Straight Man, and some people, I look on like other like Better Call Saul like review channels and stuff, and some people are like predicting that it's like a sequel to this, like what he does in prison or whatever. I'm not sure if that's possible though. I'm not sure if
I don't think they're going to do another. I don't think they're going to do another Breaking Bad show, or show in the Breaking Bad universe. I think they're done with this for now, or perhaps forever.
Yeah, I think that would be a mistake too. I think Bob Odenkirk's versatile actor. Let him do something else. I mean, yeah, I looked it up. It's been green light, straight man. You're absolutely right. So I'd love to see him do more. I hope they just leave Saul alone. If they're gonna come back to it, give it some. I think the Gus angle's a lot better. Leave Saul alone. And just go from there. If he's going to be in prison, just let him be in prison, and we'll go from there, I guess.
Yeah. So, Henry, how long have you been watching Breaking? Or have you watched Better Call Saul from the beginning? I don't know if I asked. If I asked this, I apologize. But did you watch Breaking Bad from the beginning or Better Call Saul from the beginning?
I am 20 years old right now. I just turned 20 a couple days ago.
Oh, wow. You're only 20. Oh, okay. Well, happy. Are you in college right now?
Not currently. I'm going to go probably soon though.
Okay.
I first watched Breaking Bad in I didn't watch it during its original run. I watched it during 2014, 2015, something like that. And then but yeah, I've been like watching Better Call Saul during its whole original run from 2015 to now. Yeah.
Interesting. I was curious, teenage. I was wondering if younger people, teenagers, were watching those shows. Were watching Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. Did you know anybody in school that were watching it?
I knew like a few, but they weren't really like close friends. But yeah.
The chat thinks you're Lyle, officially.
Henry, yeah, Henry's Lyle. Yeah, Henry's Lyle.
Really?
For real. On the down low, you're Lyle.
I did work at Chick-fil-A once, so.
Oh really?
Man,
yeah.
Jig is up.
So, yeah, and yeah.
You're a chicken man. You made
in real life. I'm white. I have brown hair, so I worked at Chick-fil-A. So
Lyle confirmed.
Yep.
Lyle confirmed. There we go. All right. Well, Henry, thank you so much for your support. Is there? There was another thing I did want to ask. Is there anything you want us to cover in the future? Next show that me and Steve are going to be covering is House of the Dragon, which is the prequel to Game of Thrones.
And who knows how that's going to be?
I'm not really sure, actually.
Is there any other types of shows you're interested in?
Yeah, there was a few things that I watched, but it's not really stuff that's. I'm not really sure if it's stuff that you'd cover necessarily.
I'm nerdporial. I cover everything. I've talked anime. I mean, look what I got here. I got freaking Berserk right here. Like I'm big. I'm into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I used to be a big fan of The Walking Dead, but it's not that good anymore. It really
I watched it too. I watched Walking Dead. What's funny is, do you feel that Walking Dead is a sequel to Breaking Bad? You see a zombie that looks just like Walter White in the first episode.
Really?
Yeah. But no, I stopped after season 8 with the All Out War. It covers the All Out War arc, and then they killed Carl. I was like, or they killed Coral, excuse me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm done with this show. Now they're just killing people off for shock value.
Yeah. Right now, it's it's better than seasons 7 and 8 right now currently, but it's still nowhere near how good it used to be. Like right now, Negan.
Oh yeah.
He's the only character in the show that's like keeping it like surviving right now. He's the only one that's making it watchable.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked. I forget his actor's name that plays him, but yeah, I think his actor did a really great job.
Yeah,
channeling Negan. I can't think of his name, but yeah, they're still making Walking Dead shows, and I think Scott Gimple is still running it. And Scott Gimple is I watched Fear the Walking Dead, but once they killed Madison, excuse me, and I'm spoiling this, but once they killed Madison, I was like, I'm done with this show. Then
it was just too much.
They did the same thing.
I think we all watched it to a point, and then it just became too much for me.
You know what's funny is Better Call Saul was on after Walking Dead. It was the first episode aired on Sunday in 2015. I think it was February, and it was on after Walking Dead. So I was watching Walking Dead. I started watching Walking Dead season 5. Everyone at work was telling me to watch it, so I watched the first 4 seasons. I got hooked on it right away. I watched season 5. 5 was awesome. 6 was awesome. And then 7 with the Saviors. You think the show would get better with the Saviors, but it got worse with the Saviors. It just became so drawn out. I'm like, what is going on? This is not fun to watch anymore.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's odd? You know what's odd is that AMC owns Walking Dead, and they kind of view it as like their main money maker, kind of.
Oh
like
yeah,
that's their number
it.
one. That's their number one show. But it's odd because it seems that Better Call Saul, which also airs on AMC, has the bigger budget out of the two.
Here's the thing. I think that Breaking Bad really put AMC on the map in terms of being a channel with good compelling television shows. And so because of all the success Breaking Bad brought them, I think that's why they were willing to, even though Better Call Saul did not get even half the ratings of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, they let Better Call Saul. I was always concerned that Better Call Saul would get canceled because of the low ratings. Like it only got like 1 million. It gets like 1 million of views or something when it airs. So there were points where I was nervous about it, and it's a very different show.
Yeah. No. I was worried Better Call Saul was going to end up like Counterpart on I think it's Stars.
I heard that's good though.
It's crazy that Walking Dead used to pull in like 15, 16 million every episode, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul only, even like the super good episodes that everyone views as like classic or iconic, all those only ever pulled in like 1 or 2 million.
Oh, really? That's it?
On their original airings, yeah.
I see.
That's crazy. But I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, maybe think about it over the long term. There's still people watching and talking about Breaking Bad. I mean,
yeah.
Walking Dead is dead. I mean, anybody that's talking about Walking Dead at this point, it's just like, remember when Walking Dead
about it?
You don't, except for when you see a new weird series pop up and you're like, Walking Dead is still being made? I remember when it was good. Remember back when it was good and Rick Grimes was around and John Barathol made his career because he was on Walking Dead.
He was good. He was good in Walking Dead.
Dude, Walking Dead was great. And then
he died. He died, and then he went to Daredevil.
Coral,
yeah.
Yeah, it messed it up, man. And it's one of those. That's all you hear. Nobody talks about it, and then AMC comes out with some stupid offshoot.
Walking Dead in space. I'm waiting for them to make one in space. They had one in the submarine. They had one in the desert. And Fear the Walking Dead was in the desert. I'm waiting for them to go to. They're going to go into space. They're going to fight zombies on a ship.
But Vince Gilligan ended the show at the right time, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard Bryan Cranston in an interview once, and he said it ended perfectly because he said that me or Vince Gilligan, we didn't want Breaking Bad to become one of those shows where people would hear the name and they would be like, "Oh my God, that's still on,"
Yeah. Well, there's something
like Supernatural.
Well, there's something to be said for having a stopping point. You write the beginning, you write the end, and then you fill in the middle, right? I don't know if that's how they did it here, but I mean, I think there's something to be said for that, and not overstaying your welcome, for lack of a better term. But I think you're absolutely right. Breaking Bad, ran its course and needed to end. Of course, we lose some good TV, but we can always rewatch it, right?
Yeah.
Same with this.
Yep, and it's easy to watch. So, all right. Well, Henry, thank you so much. Anything else?
No, I'm gonna go so you guys can talk to more guests can come on and talk to you guys.
Thanks, Lyle.
Well,
all right.
Thanks, Lyle.
I'll tell. I was gonna say one more thing before I left.
Of course.
But Better Call Saul might have its not now, but maybe later in the future, it could have its own movie like Breaking Bad had El Camino.
It could. I think that's.
It could.
I think that's a very good point. I think that would be smart, actually. Maybe do something Kim centric.
It'll be called Slippin' Jimmy's Escape. He's gonna try to to escape prison.
Kim was really there scouting the place to bust him out.
All right, I'm gonna go. Okay.
All right, thanks, Henry. Take care.
I'll say hi to Gus for you guys. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
please do.
All right. Bye.
Take care. And well, we got Judo Joker here. What's up, Judo Joker? The mic of the.
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah,
we can. What's up, man?
All right, it's great to talk to you guys after all these months of watching.
Yeah,
well, I really appreciate the support. I think you've been here from the beginning almost ever since I started doing this for first episode for the premiere. So
yeah, so I remember I came in third episode, the Nacho episode. And the reason I came in is because I was looking for somebody to complain to because I got that episode spoiled for me.
Oh no, that sucks.
So I was like, hey, these guys seem cool. I'm gonna come in and just have somebody to vent to about getting like one of the best episodes of the show spoiled for me.
You know what? I think that's probably for me the best episode of the season.
Yeah,
the Rock and a Hard Place.
Yeah.
It probably would have been for me if it wasn't for that. It's for me. It's probably close. Best this season. It's probably close between Plan and Execution and Point and Shoot.
Point and Shoot and Plan and Execution were great.
Yeah,
and even Fun and Games. I was rewatching those two.
Yeah,
like Fun and Games. I love this finale, but Fun and Games was another series finale. It was the prequel finale.
Well, I feel like the first half was much stronger than the second half.
Oh yes.
You know, you say that, but like at the same time, like there's so many people like, what's this building to? What's the like? Do we really need like more of this scheming with Howard, or is like, what's this all drawing to? And it paid off in the end, but
I agree that it needed to end. I just think that it was satisfying. I felt more satisfying with all that coming to a conclusion than I feel after this. Does that make sense? Like, I felt
that makes sense.
That was like an oh crap moment. Like, it was like, wow. And of course you're not going to end on that, so that's not real fair to the finale, right? You're not going to end with a cliffhanger like that. So I mean, it had that going for it, but it just I think it wrapped it up nice. I don't know. It might not be a fair comparison.
Something I was thinking about, like just like a few minutes ago, like I was sort of like, for me, like in the back half of the season, I almost feel like Nippy and Breaking Bad, like they could have sort of been combined in a way. I don't know how you do that, but Nippy was pretty much all in the Gene timeline, and then Breaking Bad, then Waterworks, and now this episode with the finale. All of those really jumped around, and someone brought up like the time travel thing seemed kind of like it sort of was just brought up out of nowhere this episode.
It really was.
Yeah.
It did sort of. Well, I was gonna say it did sort of make me think like maybe them bringing up the time travel this episode is sort of like trying to justify the time travel like the last two episodes as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt that we talked about it too. I felt like that the last three, what was the last three. I don't know. Maybe not Waterworks, but maybe you could add a little bit of Breaking Bad into the front of Waterworks or something, and get another like 2-part finale. Get some of these things fleshed out a little bit more. And just build up to the end a little bit more. I don't know. It seemed, I don't know that rushed is the right word, but it just seemed like we're missing some parts. Maybe.
Yeah, it just felt like I mean, like I said, it just the last couple episodes. I mean, we got the Kim stuff. We finally learned about
Yeah.
Kim, but even her stuff was just like really dull. Like except for the
Yeah.
That was funny. But it was just like, and then of course we hear the conversation. But then Jimmy, and then of course Jimmy's like they're scheming, and I was just like, are we still doing schemes at this point? I'd rather just have the police close in. Like he does something in Nippy, and then the police close in on him, and that's the 3-part that you would have. Breaking Bad would have been Ozymandias, and then it would have concluded ultimately with this.
It does kind of it's like Ozymandias is like perfect 10 on IMDb. It's considered like best episode all of.
I mean, how many times have you seen like Walt like this?
Right. So it is a little bit of a like, okay, we're gonna be comparing the end of this show to Breaking Bad, and I feel like over time, like thematically, this actually kind of reminded me a lot of El Camino, because like El Camino dealt a lot with Jesse focusing on thinking back to people from his past, and like not necessarily regrets, so to say, but like things that he's learned from people in the past. And this finale, Saul Gone, it was the same thing, just with like different message of like Jimmy reflecting on people like from his life, whatnot. And it really is to me, what really struck me, even like from the very first scene, with Mike, like how many times has Mike ever like actually opened up like to somebody? Like, I mean, there's a few, like obviously like his,
I mean, he unraveled to Walt right before he dies. He completely unravels.
Yeah, but it's very out of character.
And Stacy, when he talks to Stacy, he's like, I broke my boy. I mean, other than that, not really. He doesn't.
Well, like also, and like going back to El Camino with like opening up to Jesse, like, oh yeah, if I were you, I'd go to Alaska. And, it's striking to me that we have Mike, the quietest, like least talkative guy in the show, and Jimmy, the most talkative guy in the show, and Mike brings up like his regrets, like what do you do with his son, and then no, actually it would be like I'd never take my first bribe, and then like Jimmy just doesn't want to open up about it. And same thing with Walt too, is that Walt has like, it's a more selfish regret, but it's a regret nonetheless. And like,
I loved how I loved how Saul never knew about that.
Yeah,
he's like, we could have did wrongful termination. We could have did this. We could have did that. Saul, you're the last person I'd have. You're the last person I'd have doing that.
Could you just imagine if like this strip mall like bus bench lawyer went up against like this $1 billion company?
Dude, that's right in Saul's ballpark. Come on, man. You get him to
Saul would scheme to make it work.
He's a magic man. Environment. Yeah, he's the magic man. That's right.
Be a completely different show. That's that's the American way. Is just like sue somebody. Like, that was Walt's mistake all along. You didn't have to make meth. You just had to sue somebody.
Yeah, and if it's too bad Saul wasn't around for when the you know about the McDonald's, the old lady that got burned with the coffee from McDonald's.
Yeah,
that would be a Saul Goodman. That'd be a Saul Goodman case. Saul Goodman would have represented OJ.
I think so.
I mean, that's an understatement.
Probably got him off too. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He played the race card earlier in the season. He said, like, hey, I'm Jewish. You're like, you're not. He's like, you're not as Jewish. Well, look at the wall-to-wall mayonnaise in here. It's terrible.
So I did really like this episode, I think in terms of like logically what a person would do, it doesn't really make sense, but like, you know, I'm sort of okay with that because it does play into what's the biggest issue Jimmy's had all along, and it's been his like inability to like deal with like his past and with his regrets and whatnot. And you know, the like he doesn't have Chuck anymore, but like the only person that like he could possibly sort of make amends with is like Kim. Nowadays, it's like the only person left that he actually cares about in any way anymore. So to me, it makes sense that if nothing else, like I can like be honest for once, like not hide behind the whole Saul Goodman persona.
Yeah.
And like I can have Kim there. I didn't think it was so much like, oh, he just wanted to see Kim one last time. He wanted Kim to see him coming clean.
Yeah, I think that was
he wanted to do right. I mean, he wanted to do right by her, and yeah, he wanted to redeem himself.
Yeah, he didn't want the lasting impression like of him to be just scumbag lawyer that was the lawyer for massive like mass murdering drug kingpin.
Yeah.
So,
Peter, I mean, like Peter Gould brought this up during Talking Saul. He's like, what does Saul Goodman or James Morgan McGill deserve? And well, I guess we got that answer. So
right.
So
yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, you got any other questions, Joe Joker?
So I'll also say I think right now it's also a combination of it was definitely a bittersweet ending to say the least, and like we're like almost. I mean, I hope we don't have. I'll come back to like movies in a second, but I think I really don't want to see another series. But if that's the end of like anything related to Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, we're definitely gonna be missing that. So I think in time, I think people that might be a little like feeling a bit underwhelmed, like I think we'll come around to be like, this is a fitting in to the show.
Well, I think it was a fitting in. I just didn't know how to feel. And it could be just sort of just denial that it's over. Maybe. I mean, it's just sort of like. Yeah.
It's definitely not an ending. It's like oh yeah, like everything just came together. Like the final episode of Breaking Bad, like Walt got that tiny bit of redemption. He got the bad guys. Jesse got free.
I did it for me.
Yeah, he came clean, and this one, he came clean like he possibly maybe helped Kim out. Not really clear about that, but now he's in prison for the rest of his life. It's not really much to like celebrate about other than him just being honest with himself. But so I think it was a good ending. I think it wraps up his character arc pretty good. Now the other thing I will say is Lyle, who was just in here just now, or Henry, what he was just pointing out was a movie. Like I'll ask you guys, what do you guys think might be like a fitting movie?
Something I don't maybe I mean, I guess Kim would parallel Jesse. I mean, she's the after effects of what happened to the main character, so it'd be a parallel to Walt. All the what happens to Kim after what's Kim going through, all that kind of stuff, because that's sort of what happened with Jesse. Jesse was the fallout from Walt. What happened to Jesse? Here is Kim's the fallout from Saul or Jimmy or whatever you want to say. What's going to go on with her? And You get more Bob. We get more Saul in that way too. I mean, if she's visiting
Yeah.
him or whatever. So
Breakout, jailbreak.
Jailbreak.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a heist movie. So
They
she's going
heist
to
because
visit.
they plan these schemes. You know, so I think
Yeah.
Kim will mastermind the means of getting Saul out, and they rush to France, or they rush wherever Roman Polanski went, so that they don't get extradited.
Yeah, she was checking. She was at the door checking the hallway, not because she wanted to have a smoke. She just was checking out the security.
So remember in the finale of Breaking Bad, where the two best hitmen west of the Mississippi jump in the back of Walt's car, and it's Skinny Pete and Badger.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep,
the way that movie's gonna go is that Jimmy and all of his buddy inmates, they're gonna hop in the back of a van, and then the driver's gonna look back and it's gonna be Lyle.
Lyle, Ernesto.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't get any Ernesto. Yeah.
No, we didn't get any Ernesto, but Lyle, Ernesto,
Bill Oakley.
Bill Oakley. Yeah, just our favorite. Our favorites.
All our favorites.
That's
reincarnated Nacho.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, reincarnated. Well, he would be cloned.
It's Nacho's dad instead. He's just like,
oh yeah,
Papa Varga.
Papa Varga. Rich Schweikert. Heck, let's throw in Cliff Main.
Yeah, Cliff Main, I think, has been he was really the unsung hero of this season. For me, just because every scene he was in, he really sold it, and was really added sort of like an innocent bystander to all of this. It was a really good foil for Kim and Jimmy. I guess so. I'll wrap up. I do think. I think if they made a series of anything, I think it would just be milking things too much. I think there is room for a movie, and I've mentioned this before, but for sure the movie I think could be done would be with you take the actors for Kim's mother and young Kim and give them some sort of prequel in Nebraska, and then you could also have a flash forward with Ray Seahorn and have some cameos from Howard and Chuck and Jimmy back in the HHM days before all this stuff happened. That'd be a great way to bring them back. But I just really want to see what happened in Nebraska that made her
because
make
I know
decisions
Schnoz
of-
was. Was it you that said Schnoz was teasing that, and they never really did anything.
It was supposed to be the. By the way, I think really underrated episode of the season was Axe and Grind, but that was supposed to be the original cold open for that episode. But Tom Schnoz said that that they thought it was too revealing of her character, so they decided not to. But I mean, now nothing more to tell about how she relates to Jimmy's story now. So I mean, I think if they wanted to just do that as a character piece for Kim, I think that'd be a good prequel movie.
Okay.
And the actors for young Kim and Kim's mom, they both did phenomenal.
I agree.
They did.
That'd be an interesting thing. So, well, Judo Joker, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for all the coverage. You guys.
I did have a question. Is there anything that you'd want me to cover in the future? Any upcoming shows or old shows or games or movies or whatever?
I mean, two shows I always go back to. They're nowhere near as good as the quality as Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, but I like them, and I don't see a lot of people cover them. Are Lie to Me? Have you ever seen?
I know
that?
that show.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I never watched
Tim
it,
Roth, right?
Yeah, Tim Roth, and to be honest, like Tim Roth is really like really carries that show for one. But then the other one is Burn Notice.
Oh, Burn Notice.
I've heard of Burn Notice.
Yep, I watched
Yeah.
most of Burn Notice. That's a great show.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
What do you
that
think
one.
What have you seen? Succession?
No, I haven't.
I'm thinking of covering that.
Somebody
That's a great
recommended
show.
Succession.
Such a good show.
Okay.
I'm thinking of covering
I'll have
that.
to check that out. All right, well, Geo Joker, thank you so much. Yeah, if you have come on by. I've been making videos. Actually released my first Ocarina Part 1 yesterday, so that's what all I've been doing this weekend was trying to get that first video done. It's gonna be 3 parts. This would be a freaking long retrospective I'm doing. So,
All right, I need to get back to taking out these bots. So see you guys.
all right, thanks, sir.
buddy.
All right, and now we got Max Redstone. What's up, Max?
Hey, Max.
Good evening, gentlemen. Are you enjoying the chicken? By the way,
yeah.
was Lyle in here earlier?
He was.
Yes, he was.
Absolutely, 100% confirmed.
Trying to do your Gus.
Yeah, well, I got to work on it.
Giancarlo.
Yeah.
How you doing, Max? I didn't even know you were into Better Call Saul.
Yeah, well, I didn't know you were doing a show, so we met each other at the end.
Right. I mean, you're on every Saturday with Cloudy, where they're doing the Star Trek.
Well, I'm more of a sci-fi guy, but yeah, I love. I've watched Breaking Bad since I think since season 2, and just been keeping up with it, and it really just the whole style keeps has meshed with me.
So what hooked you when you watched Breaking Bad? For me, it was when I call it the Tarantino moment, where the bathtub, all the body parts come washing down, and to me that was like I shot Marvin in the face type of gross out moment.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where and when I can't put my finger on it exactly. It's just seeing Walt change in that first season. Just seeing Walt change in that first season. I mean, you see him do much more dastardly things in and throughout Breaking Bad, but see him change in that first season, maybe halfway through. I mean, after he's killed Crazy 8, he's even then he's like not past the point, but that's what started hooking me. Like this is a really fascinating story about a guy who's desperate but conflicted. I mean, because even in season 3, he says to Gus, he's like, I just want to stop. I'm not a criminal. I am not a criminal. It's like, dude, SMH, WTF. You're tangentially responsible for an air crash. You could have just saved the girl. It's like, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah. I just love how they come in as amateurs, and there's a lot of humor with the whole amateurishness of what they're trying to do, of them trying to be criminals.
And that also because I was a humongous Sopranos fan, and that I was loved the first season, and the first season had that strong dark comedy aspect. So that had the first season really had that woven through as like a phantom thread.
So I got to ask you, since you brought up the Sopranos, is Tony Soprano dead? Did he when it cuts to black? Does that mean he's dead?
Well,
from his point of view,
it could. There's just so many quantum possibilities. I think
Chase will never admit it.
No, I know it's so there's so many signs and symbols, but gosh, I forgot who from the show gave this explanation, but it's like, this is, if you ever watch in college, which everyone says is the best episode of television ever, when he's doing the guy, then it's like, I was gonna kill you and your daughter last night, but I did. It's like that's the thing with wise guys. The hustle never ends, you know. And you know, he's looking around and he's thinking this, and he's thinking that, and he's always going to be worried. You know, he's always going to be worried about the next thing coming down the pipe, and that's his life, and that's it.
And that's why he gets like. I forget? Do they explain? Is that why he gets the panic attacks? Because of that, because of that uncertainty.
I think it's just. I mean, I think he's just having the panic attacks, isn't it? Just because it's all overwhelming at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's being overwhelmed from being in charge, and things aren't going well.
You know, the duck flew away with his penis. No, I had to like rewatch that twice before it's like, oh wait, Melfi's explaining to him that that's what the dream was. But yeah, I mean, he is. I mean, also it's genetic, you know, because at some point in the show they explain how like one of his great grandfathers in Avellino drove a cart off of a cliff, and of course Johnny, his father Johnny had them. So you know they're genetic, and then AJ has them, but you know he can see a lot of things that are stressing him out, and then he has this comforting thing in the ducks, and then they fly away.
Yeah, I remember the ducks. Like he has the ducks in the pool, and he starts feeding them.
Yeah,
and then I
if
forget.
And if you don't like that ramp, I could build you another one. The ducks are flying away.
The ducks are yeah, I remember that. Oh, but but like I mean, I know Gilligan has said like if it wasn't for the Sopranos, we would have never, you know, Breaking Bad probably would have never been nearly as good to follow. So
yeah, I mean the Sopranos for me, I mean, Sopranos really is the best show ever on television. I mean, it's right up there just because of the time and the place it was. It was the last real social barrier busting show in terms of like all the sociology things. And I mean, because I think you'd agree we've kind of regressed in terms of like it's like, oh, you can't say that, you can't, that's offensive. Now we have to have inclusion, and we can't say this, and we have to have labels on everything.
Yeah, you're setting unnecessary limitations.
Yeah, exactly.
Creative limitations, and it's just whenever you do that, the work is going to suffer.
Yes. So that was the I mean, that was like kind of the crest of the big high wave of Hollywood and entertainment, and it was great. It was glorious. I mean, that was I mean, not everyone, but producers or marketing agents can say, oh, this is appointment television. It's like appointment television is when people would watch the show all at the same time, and you did it because you didn't want anyone to see the show before you and wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, and then now with streaming, it's like impossible now. They put things out at like 2 a.m. At least here, when Stranger Things came out, Volume 2, we had to wait till 2 a.m. to watch it. And so someone's going to watch, and then with social media, people are like spoiling shit all the time now. But
or as Paulie might say, what do you mean? We got to go to a stream to watch television now?
There you go. But yeah, I like The Sopranos, but I thought I enjoy Breaking Bad a lot more.
You know, it's time and a place, or I mean, I can see both viewpoints, because the Breaking Bad kind of had a different. Breaking Bad was a bit deeper, and you know it had a bigger universe.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really appreciated about Better Call Saul, was that it was the writers cared about what they were doing. They cared about continuity. It just made me think of 90s Star Trek again. And it's just something I really appreciate. So I got into it. I got into Better Call Saul even more
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I didn't see Jimmy. Now I don't know if Jimmy, I don't know in the Sauliverse whether or not Jimmy was planning on tanking it or whether he saw Kim and then it's like, I can't do this. I can't do this in front of her.
I sort of took it as when he found out she was in trouble, he decided to tank it.
I mean, it was interesting because I really felt that at the end of the day there was just going to be Jimmy McGill, and then it's funny. It's like there's Jimmy McGill, but hey, he just can't get away from Saul.
Yeah,
you know.
No.
And there's only 3 people he ever loved is Saul Goodman, his brother, and Kim.
Yeah,
it's true.
Maybe his parents too.
Well, yeah, I mean,
we never really see it. We never really see it.
Yeah, and but by coming clean and adding 79 years onto his sentence, he got Kim back in his life. So I don't think she's an attorney though. I think she just used I think she used her bar card just to get into the jail to see him as him.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, like I'm willing to admit I might have misinterpreted that scene.
No.
So I'll definitely have to rewatch it to get some clarification.
It's the kind of thing I would do, but
yeah, I did really enjoy this finale. Yeah. Like there was so much going on. There was so much to write down. Definitely. I was having a blast. Like I wasn't just like, oh, another scheme. I'm like, come on. I thought we were done with this.
And I'll end on this. I had a big laugh when it's like, oh my God, there's the dough, and it's even got bars over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was about to sell, and at the end of the day, he was just going to sell Howard out for some ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ice
right.
Cream. Yeah.
It's
really good ice cream. Really good. It's really good ice cream. Oh.
All right, boys. Well, I thank you for covering the show. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what you could cover. I don't know what what's new that's good. I'm a sci-fi.
That's the hard part, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking Terminalist maybe at some point. I still haven't finished Terminalist, but that's a good show. I
mean,
we're gonna cover. We're gonna cover House of the Dragon.
I was never a Game of Thrones guy, but how about Red Dwarf?
I do. I've never seen Red Dwarf.
Yes, Smeg.
I have to see Red Dwarf. I still have to see Blake 7. I still have to see.
Oh my lord! Well,
I've never heard of Blake 7 until people online started talking.
Yeah,
about it.
No, you did.
I've never seen all the British shows. I was surprised how many British, like old science fiction British shows came out in like the 60s and 70s. Like in the United States after Star Trek didn't really make any science fiction shows.
Well, there was a time when the BBC actually was the purveyors of good taste. That wasn't just a tagline.
I see.
The Red Dwarf. Gosh, I'm not sure, but I'm not going to perambulate and hold you all guys up. So, but thank you, and I will keep tuning in.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks, Max.
Thanks.
I think I saw you in Vegas last year.
I was. I'm not going this year. I'm running a local political campaign, but I was jealous of the fact that you got to see Garak.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right. Well, thanks, Max.
Fortune favors the bold, as Cisco says.
Fortune favors the bold. That's right.
All right. Take care.
All right. Take care.
How's it going?
And we got another guest. We got Justin Jr. What's up, Justin? Welcome to the stream.
How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
What'd you guys think of the finale?
I didn't think the finale was as good as Breaking Bad, but one thing I loved what I saw, but I felt it should have been drawn over at least 2 or 3 episodes.
Yep,
for sure. And you saw a lot of people didn't like the finale. Have you been on Twitter? Did you see the reactions to it?
No, I haven't been on
haven't
Twitter
looked at
yet.
Twitter,
The
but we
moment
had quite a bit of back and forth, and just even in the chat here, people very very all over the spectrum. I'm
I
sort
think
of
people maybe sorry. I think people maybe had their expectations a bit too high with it having to live up to Breaking Bad's finale and all that. I thought the ending was a little bit corny, but I don't know what how people expected the show to end. You know, it kind of was always going to end with Saul in prison.
Yeah, I'm not sure what, like, I came out of it sort of a little bit like I couldn't really explain how I felt. Like, I wasn't mad, I wasn't upset. I was sort of content with how things went. I wasn't subverted in some ridiculous way. So I was pretty happy with it. And it's like you said, there was nowhere else for Saul to go but prison. Anything else I think would have been a cop out. Uh-oh, we lost Reporto.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is that how you felt, or did you like it, or?
Man, I enjoyed the Maurice Schrader cameo. I definitely didn't expect that. The Chuck cameo, obviously, as well. Yeah, I thought the finale was fine. A little bit disappointed, but maybe that's just because it's tied to Breaking Bad, and you have those high expectations for it.
Yeah, I part of it was I'm not sure if I sort of have like I'm in sort of denial a little bit that it's over. Like, and I think that I think like the reporter said, I think a second episode to sort of flesh out some of the stuff, like I said before, might have helped this episode a little bit more, give it some more time to breathe and develop some of the things that it was trying to do.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's still some unfinished stuff in the series, or with how Howard's widow might sue Kim and all that?
Well, it's one of those like I know I forgot who it was in the chat. What was the? I'm sorry, the person that was watching that was a lawyer. It sounds like what his interpretation was that Jimmy assumed liability for that, so Kim may just get off from that. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but I mean, I don't know that I don't know that that really needs to be explored. They may if they do a movie maybe like on Kim or something like Jesse Pinkman style.
Maybe
then that's something they could touch on.
maybe Vince will make a Breaking Bread Walt Jr.
Walt Jr.
Yeah.
Walt Jr. takes over.
Walt Jr.'s looking for revenge. He's just like out on a kill streak.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I give the finale a 8 out of 10. Those were just my short thoughts on it. You guys have a good night.
Thanks, man.
All right,
Appreciate
thanks,
it.
Justin.
That's
Sorry, I got caught from my internet.
Solid review. I
All
think
good.
I'm right there with you.
It's great to see Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul enthusiasts doing these open panel discussions. So,
Well,
I
thank
love
you. Thank you for your support. Is there anything else you'd like me or Steve like us to cover in the future?
I'll give you guys a subscription. I like these open panel discussions. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Take care.
Yep.
And
There's my
end
link.
the line. Is there anybody else that wants to come on?
Put my link in the chat there. Thanks, Justin Jr. That was awesome, man. I agree with your summation. I think I'll probably hit an 8 out of a 10 too.
It's an 8 out of 10 for this.
I think so.
Episode.
I think so. I don't know. It's like I don't know why people would be angry. I don't know what they expect. They expect they expect Saul to be free and run off with Kim into the sunset. That's not going to happen. I mean, it's just and it's like we talked about last week. The death part of this, there's not going to be anybody dying. I mean, we're past that. All the dying stuff is done with the cartel stuff. That's nobody's going to die. It's now just finished tying up loose ends with that. So. I don't know. Metal. I almost like I thought that was a spam right there. He messaged so many times in consecutive mental.
Yeah,
I know
mental.
No, I know. It's just like 3 messages popped up at the same time. Like, woo, holy moly!
I'm getting so many bots tonight. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah,
Was
like
there
nude
more?
this, nude that.
Yeah, no, man.
Trying to
They like
block
Better
the
Call
user in
Saul.
StreamYards is saying error. Come on, StreamYards.
Another one just showed up. Good lord, my goodness.
So many of these tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we have 24 people on. If you want to come on, come on. We have. There you go. That was close your eyes if you're a kid. I apologize for that. So yeah.
That just happened.
That was not cool.
Well, make sure you cut that out on the replay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I guess it was going to happen sooner or later. So yeah.
Yeah. So, Better Call Saul. So, what'd you think? Like, what's your rating?
I think I'd give this an 8.5 out of 10. So, yeah, I think I'd give this 8.5 out of 10. I liked the episode was solid. There were a lot of callbacks to the first season. I loved seeing Jimmy. I just loved seeing Saul, going toe to toe with the U.S. attorney. It was pretty cool, and just seeing him in the courtroom. I was hoping that they would draw, like I said, I was hoping there'd be more to it. There would be more to flesh out there.
Yeah.
And it was a surreal ending where the ending was from Kim's point of view, because we see her looking back and she's getting further and further away from Jimmy to the point until she turns the corner and he's completely out of sight. And so it's just it had an emotional effect on me. So yeah. So yeah. So I mean, I thought it was a beautiful ending, and I just love the fact that the Gilligan, Gould, and all those guys, Gilligan, Gould, and everyone thanked the fans for the support. Kind of like the way the beginning of Top Gun, Tom Cruise is like, "Thank you for being here. There's a reason why we do this is for you guys, for the fans."
Yeah,
And
I thought that was a nice touch, just going through the whole crew. Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch at the end, on top of the show. It was, he's gonna be fine. He just needs to cut it out on the replay.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very fun trick, but yeah, that's what you get with live streams here when you're gracious enough to invite people on. Sometimes people can take advantage of that a little bit. So, but yeah, no. So, and I think a few good points have been made up about. I think there is room for probably a movie like El Camino style. I think they may do that. I think that makes sense. I'm not sure about. I hope I know people are sort of. There's been questions about another series, a Kim series, a Gus series. I think they just need to wrap it up, and I hope I don't know. Is it just is Vince Gilligan working? Are they working on that with Straight Man thing with Odenkirk together? Is it them together, or do you know? Is it just Odenkirk? Because if it is, then if they got another series going, then they don't need to do Breaking Bad. It's one of those, you just go a different route, right? Just start a new universe, right? I mean,
well,
I'll watch it.
I'm gonna go and share this. I'm gonna go share my screen. I got a Deadline article here because we all love Deadline.
Oh yeah.
Share screen.
All right.
And Bob Odenkirk to star in series adaptation of Straight Man in the works at AMC from Aaron Zellman and Paul Lieberstein. So
Okay.
I'm guessing no. I guess this is not the show that Vince Gilligan's working on. So
okay. All right. Well, I'll still give it a try with Odenkirk in it.
Yeah. So yeah. So. Oh,
Hey.
that's my.
It's a link.
All right, stop sharing. Okay, there you go. I do have Saul and Mike and others in my wallpaper background. So it's not just Link; it's like everything I like: Trek, Nintendo stuff, that, and yeah. So yeah, the nudity part I can easily cut out. I can edit. I can clip it out from YouTube itself. So I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So
you'll take care of that. No worries.
So anybody else want to come on? Got the link is in the. I think the link is still in the. Is still pinned up there. Anybody else want to come on?
Jeez
I know someone
Louise.
was trying. To get on, and they cut off. So you're welcome to come on if you want to. But overall, what would be your favorite season of Better Call Saul? Would it be this final season?
Oh man. No, I mean this season was good. I mean there's some good stuff, especially the first part, but I think probably I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff in season 5 was with all the building and everything that happened with. I think the season prior to this might have been my favorite, but there's been so much. I haven't. I would have to go back and watch. Right, there's been so many good episodes and so many good seasons, but I know I enjoyed, when Lalo showed up, a lot of the Lalo Nacho stuff when Nacho was coming into his own and all that. I think last season is up there pretty darn good.
Yeah, I agree. I think season 3, 5, and 6 might be my favorites. I think my least favorite will probably be season 2.
Which one's season 2? I'm trying to.
Season 2 is the one where he works for Davis and Maine. Kim gets in trouble because he gets himself fired because he made the video without the approval of the.
Oh yeah. It was half of him trying to get fired from Davis and Maine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think like seasons 5, 6, and 3 are probably the best. I think I don't know. I think I'd rank season 1 and 4 together. I really enjoyed season 1. Like the 5-0 episode is probably one of my favorite. It's definitely my favorite from that season. Pimento. I think Pimento is the penultimate for season 1. That's another great one too. But season 2, just maybe the finale or the second to last episode when Chuck hits his head at the Xerox store. Yeah. So you're trying to it was. I thought that was pretty crazy. Like I did not see that coming. Like I did not see him fainting and hitting his head on the counter.
Yeah, it was pretty out of the blue. That was pretty.
And then you see him being treated, but upside down. So you see him upside down in the next episode. He's like, "No, please, no CAT scan. Please, not this. No, can you please turn off the thing?" He's like, "No." He's like, he's going completely crazy. He's like, he's in total pain from being in
his electric thing. Yeah,
everything. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What is the most Saul Goodman moment in Better Call Saul? I think the billboards and faking being Howard, his Howard look.
Yeah,
fake billboards.
So Saul Goodman being the showman.
Yeah, him making the JMM billboards instead of the HHM. Him making the
Because when I think Saul Goodman, I think he's a criminal. He's a criminal lawyer. So I figure like getting involved with the crime and everything. So I was thinking
the phone stuff maybe. Jeez Louise, man, you are getting bombarded. Judo Joker's on it.
Thanks, Judo Joker.
What is up?
I don't know.
Oh, Lord, they don't like Better Call Saul, man. Jeez.
Bochin says, "I want Kim Wexler to be standing over me, cutting off my feet." So don't worry. We got Judo Joker here to help with that. So don't worry.
Wow.
And we got Profits here too, so we're fine. But the best Saul Goodman moment was basically, actually, to me, the best Saul Goodman moment. Remember those two whack jobs that destroyed they destroyed like a mailbox or something in season 5. They were the ones that were getting the drugs from the not the water. I call it the water spout. The
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then that's where Crazy 8 gets caught. You know, he's trying to. It gets stuck in there, and he gets caught. He's trying to get it down, and it doesn't get down. But when the police show up, all the drugs come down. Come down. He's like, "Oh, you're under arrest." You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think.
Well, there was those two guys who were like on a freaking. They were on drugs, and they were freaking on a rampage. Like they were just partying
Oh yeah,
hard,
yeah.
and
The
they
car
were just
guys.
destroying shit. And they hire Saul as the lawyer, and Saul, like, when they're in prison, he's like, "You're gonna get us off, right?" Well, yeah, I'm gonna get you off, but it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Do you have a grandpa? Do you have a grandma? Because you better put their number in my card, and they're gonna pay me.
Yeah,
that was Saul Goodman. That was like, to me, that was the birth of Saul Goodman, because that's what the first thing you see him does is like, I'm going to give you the best criminal defense that money can buy.
Yeah, I like
Saul
that.
Goodman. That is
That's
Saul
good.
Goodman.
I agree. I'm with you. Good call. Your moment's better than my moment.
So that to me was the birth of Saul Goodman. So
I think that's fair. I like it. Somebody's obsessed with Kim's feet, man.
And it's been saying, literally says 6 times. Dan Crane. Jimmy uses Saul Goodman one last time in court at the end when he gives his full confession to the judge. Yep. He knew his time was up. Time to come clean.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. So, but yeah, this was I need to rewatch this episode just to get.
Yeah, me too. I was fighting with AMC for the first freaking 30 minutes of it. And
oh my god! Like
I ended up watching
it was
it
my
on my
password. I kept trying to change my password. I kept failing. I was like, is this me?
I watched it on my phone because that's the only way I could get it, because I started late because I was on that other stream. So I was like, oh, I'll just go into AMC Plus, and everything didn't work. And I'm like, oh my god, what a great night for this to happen. So I managed to get it on my phone. I watched the whole thing on my phone, so I'm gonna have to watch it again. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what second viewing what I think. But yeah, I think 8 out of 10 is fair. I'm not sure why. It'd be interesting to check Twitter out, see what Justin Jr. said, see some reactions. But I don't know, man. Twitter is such a whole. Like, I don't even. I don't even usually get into discussions on Wheel of Time or anything on Twitter, just because people are so toxic. I hate that word toxic too, but
it's overused word.
It's just, yeah, but Twitter is such a, man, it is such a hole. And it's like, you start talking, you can't talk sense at all. You try to take a position of like, okay, well, let's be rational here. It's like, nope, I'm going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Well, I just don't want to get in that. So it was, I don't know. Look, man, a lot of people were trashing Stranger Things 4 when Stranger Things 4 when it first came out, and a lot of people eat their words real quick when the overwhelming populace changed their minds.
I honestly was surprised. I was like, is this going to be any good? And
well, look, it's funny that the mob, we'll call it the mob. I think that's probably the best thing to do. The mob, like the Roman mob, right? How fickle they are. We'll just leave it at that, because I remember when it first came out, there was a lot of hate being spewed at Stranger Things 4. And then as more and more people watched it, more and more people kept saying they loved it and it was really good. All of a sudden, the mob turned to, oh, it's great. So it's very interesting. So
yeah, I agree.
Lyle will avenge Gus. I'd watch that. Two fried baskets in his hand. Those are his weapon of choice. He's just like, bah, sharpens them up so it like cuts them into cubes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Somebody make that right now. Go.
I knew this was Saul Goodman's finale. It was Jimmy McGill's finale.
Yep.
But yeah, Saul Goodman.
I was glad he talked about his brother and Howard. Yep, it was good.
I mean, I knew it was gonna. I mean, I was like, how are they gonna do this with the monologue? Like, because he was gonna definitely get a monologue, and the trial was pretty much it. Him just coming clean about everything. So.
Anyone else find it interesting? Jimmy's biggest regret was getting. Nope, I don't find that. I find that on character, because that led to.
It led to everything.
Chuck's death.
led to
It
Chuck's
Chuck's
death, which led to him.
which I'm sure in his mind means raising Chuck's insurance killed him. So in essence, he killed his brother. So I think that's at least that's probably how he's
Well, he
rationalizing.
he didn't think anything would happen. He didn't think anything like he
Oh,
didn't
no,
think
no,
it would
no,
ultimately lead to his death. But
Well, no, but what I'm saying is just he didn't think anything was going to happen. He was just, getting back at his brother. But what actually happened was it hurt him bad and it led to him committing suicide. So
yeah,
um,
it's just like
it was one of the
especially with
factors.
Howard. It's like with Howard, like it's like all these victims of circumstance out with when it comes to this.
Yep.
Like Howard was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then Jimmy could not have. And this is the thing that happens in these shows, Breaking Bad too, is that people do things and they don't realize like the nature of the consequences that are going to befall them.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. There are actually consequences to some actions.
Yeah, unlike some shows today,
unseen consequences as well. On top of
yeah,
that,
that's true. That too. So. Yeah, but that's pretty much where things start to go to crap for Chuck. And then when Chuck dies, Jimmy loses his license loses his license temporarily, has to work to get it back, has to wait a year, and yeah, and then of course he wants to get paid, and of course he doesn't get paid right away, so he ends up getting once he gets his license back, he starts going around trying to get all the criminals to in the episode Magic Man has a tent, and he just gets gives the criminal like cards and free advice and everything, and then that's just where it starts. And then of course then him being with Salamanca, then he becomes Salamanca's guy. Then you get even more people like Spooge, who we did not see in this episode.
No Spooge,
so no Spooge, no Skyler. Even though we didn't get Skyler, we did get Marito. So
yeah,
I think Skyler and Walter Jr. were like the only two characters from Breaking Bad that did not show up in Better Call Saul as the main cast. So
yeah.
So it's been over 2 hours. So
yeah, I guess it has been, huh?
Yeah, it's been over 2 hours, and it looks like no one else is going to come on. So yeah, let's. I would say let's conclude this. So I give this an 8.5 out of 10. I did not read what everyone else gave it. I didn't even read the chat. I didn't even read the chat when we were talking about breaking down the episode.
Yeah, I was trying to keep up with it. So yeah, I was. I'm just sort of trying to see what. I don't know. I don't do Twitter very well. I was looking to see if I could find any reactions, but I didn't see anything that negative about it just from the Better Call Saul hashtag. I looked there, but yeah. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that's it. Well, everybody, once again, thank you so much. We covered the entire season, this entire final season, and it wasn't just me. I will once again, Steve, want to thank you for coming on, being my wingman during this, giving me someone to talk to, bounce ideas, bounce conversation out of, because these thanks for doing this every week with me on my channel. I really appreciate it. And same with the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here, being supportive, and I'd love to see you. I mean, I try to do streams every week, so definitely come on. Definitely come by when I'm doing Trekporial, or when I'm playing new video games or whatnot, or heck, Sunday with House of the Dragon, where we're going to be talking about House of the Dragon. So I got to brush up on Fire and Blood, which is right there, and I got to read it. At least read the chapter with the Dance of the Dragons. So
going in cold, nothing.
In cold. There you go.
No, nothing. Going in cold. We're gonna, we'll see what we see. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. It's one of those that it's been fun. I look forward to more series.
Monions, you're still in. Do you want to come back on, Monions? You're still in the. You still in? You want to come back on? He's in the private chat, so you want to come back on? Just praising you guys. Yeah, well,
Thanks,
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
anybody that hasn't subbed to me, go sub. Go sub to Prophet of the Dragon. I need some pity subs. Come
Who?
on.
Who?
Yeah. Oh man, stop it. Stop it. I'm not putting up with that. I'm gonna start calling the bots back.
Oh no.
Yeah. So what's next? I think we're doing. So I guess what's next is gonna be. Oh my god, I'm having streamer brain. House of the Dragon. There it is. Right. That's it. That's next.
Yeah, that's next.
Yeah, so that's next, and we're gonna keep this thing going. Maybe you know what I'd love to do with you, if we can do it.
What?
I don't know when it comes out the next season. If you can catch up on Succession, that is a freaking great show, and I could see having some awesome discussions week to week because it comes out weekly, just like this did. There is some great stuff going on in that show. I don't know if anybody in chat's seen Succession on HBO Max. But it's a great show. There's stuff on that leaves you on your heels and makes you think. It's all kinds of intrigue and just bait and switches and stuff. It's a really great show, and I think that's something that'd be really great to cover week to week because there's so much to speculate about. So maybe check it out. I'd love to do it with you. Succession on HBO Max. It might be a little.
They just came out with the season, right?
No, I hope not.
I think they did. I think they did.
I think they might have. Let me look it up. I think they may have. Let's see. I think they announced that they're doing a new season, or they started filming. Let me see here. Season 4.
So there's 3 seasons out.
Yep.
And when's season 4?
On June 24th, Succession. First half of 2023.
Okay, so I'll try to. All right, I'll have to check it out. So who's in this? So you got Brian Cox. You have Fuller from Home Alone. Remember Fuller from Home Alone?
He does freaking amazing.
Go easy on the Pepsi.
Macaulay Culkin's brother. He is great. Thank you, Metal Mental. Appreciate you. More pity subs my way. Bring them. I'm not. Pity subs. No, man, what's his name? I forget his
Karen Culkin.
Yeah, he is great. You got Mark Strong's brother. I forget his name too.
Jeremy Strong.
Jeremy Strong. He's fantastic. Siobhan, I don't know the actor's name. She's fantastic. There's it's a great cast. They do. It's just an awesome show, man.
Alan Ruck's in this.
Yep.
Captain Harriman in Star Trek Generations, but most widely known for Bueller's Buddy and Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. It's a great dude. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It's a great show.
All right,
I'd love to talk to you about it. That'd be a fun one to cover. I think. A lot to speculate. Dan Crane, thank you for always being here, my man. Like seriously. See, there you go, Jay Moose. Thanks, Jay Moose. Would you watch if we covered Succession, Mr. Moose?
Yeah, would you?
Has anybody else seen Succession? Would you watch? Dan, you're the man. Dan the man. Thank you, buddy.
Dan Crane says he subbed to. I think he subbed to you after he subbed to you last week.
Thanks.
Or unless he's talking about me.
You pitied me last week. I hope. Be humble. I am humble. Thank you. I like your thumbnail. Thanks.
And what's nice about Succession is it's on. What was it on HBO?
HBO Max.
So Succession's on HBO. That means it doesn't drop at fucking midnight.
Nope.
That's a good thing. You could do an after show.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So it's basically about like is it not? It says it's a comedy drama. So is it like? Is it like Arrested Development?
No,
about a family that owns a business and there's a lot of wacky.
It is heavy drama. Heavy drama, intrigue, backstabbing, playing for position. Brian Cox is basically the patriarch of a mass media corporation, and it's the succession part of it. Is his children are always vying to try and get a toe up to take over when he retires. So they're all jockeying for position to be the one to take over. Primal, I want to do Primal. I know I've said that. I will do Primal.
And that's also on HBO, right?
That's also on HBO Max. I want to do Primal. I've just finished watching season 1 again. So here, I'll ask you: should I do a season 1 recap before I get into season 2, or should I just watch all season 2? Because my kids said they might want to do that with me, so you might actually get my kids' perspective. I know it sounds weird because that show really shouldn't be a child-friendly show, but my kids, they watch whatever. Primal is great.
Is each episode an hour or half an hour?
Primal?
Yeah.
21 minutes.
21 minutes? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they're short. They're short. Yeah, they're short.
Now, is Primal done by the guy that did Clone Wars?
I think so, yes.
The original Clone Wars show?
I think so, yes.
Samurai Jack. Oh, look, we have a guest.
Yeah.
We have.
Is that?
What is this?
I don't think that was weird. I don't think that was them.
No, I don't think so either.
Something happened.
Somebody's
messing with you.
Somebody's masquerading as oh Jesus.
That's crazy. Because it was his picture before, so I don't know. It was. That is odd.
Whatever. Bastards.
That sucks. Talk about running a cool thing.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So, all right.
Primal Marathon. So yeah, I'm gonna do something with Primal. So whether it's an episode breakdown or whatever, but I'm gonna do it.
I might join.
He might join Primal.
With some, I will probably join.
Omega 69. Who's I don't know.
Should I watch Primal, Easton?
Oh, he wants to. Notorio wants to know should he watch Primal?
Yes.
Did you hear him?
It is very gory though.
Did you hear him?
I've seen Berserk.
A lot of blood.
A lot of blood. Yeah.
Probably at least 10 blood splatters in every episode.
All right, Dan, we gotta ask you though. Did you try and get in to talk or no? Was that
Dan? I'm assuming
we're just trying to figure this out. We're assuming that wasn't you.
Yeah, we got somebody, some dude, stuck another dude.
Yeah, somebody's doing something weird. Did you try to get in to talk or was that somebody messing around? Because it did the same thing to mental.
Mental. Same thing happened.
Yeah, and that's yeah. So did you try and get in mental? This has now become a weird stream, but
yeah, you didn't. But I'm assuming this is someone posing as you. Well, yeah, because they did pose. You can. Yeah, it was a troll. Of course it is. They can just type whatever name. They could just type one of the names in the chat. It wasn't.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, Dan Crane. Yeah, both of them. They just said it right there. No, it was someone else.
Yeah.
So okay. I'm gonna remove the
link. Well, we're sorry for that, guys. We're trying. It's amazing. You try and do a nice thing, and you know what? Honestly, the guests that we had on were great. All of you. Judo Joker, Munions. Who all did we have?
We had Judo Joker, Munions, Henry. Lyle. Henry
Lyle
Henry.
Justin Jr. came in. That was awesome.
And Max, Justin Jr.
Yeah.
And Max Redstone.
Yeah,
I missed most of Justin Jr. because of my stupid internet. So
but it's one of those I felt bad because Metal Mental asked if he could promote his channel too. It's like, dude, you just put boobs on his channel, man. What are you talking about? It's like that was sort of a messed up thing to do, and then asked to promote your gaming channel. So it's just like, what's happening around here? So if you haven't figured it out, we're low tier.
So Bojan says he was the troll. Says we won't do it again.
Please don't. That's a good way to get him straight.
Well, yeah, I can get so I'm gonna have to cut all this out. So
yeah,
I know you want to mess around. That's fine. Well, it's not fine. It's my shit. But I don't like to get mad at people. But seriously,
yeah, you could if you're gonna joke around with something not pornography, something not.
So we got J Hunter J. Should I take the risk and click yeah?
Oh gosh, J Hunt. Okay, what is it?
I think
Jay
it's
Hunter
the
J,
metal.
that's
That's
me.
metal mental. The metal mental. He's
For the record, this is me. If okay, so I mean, if you want to, just have that. You're gonna have to cut up the stream anyways. He said
Yeah.
it's me.
All right, cross. Keep your fingers crossed. Right.
Nope. Close,
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Oh, he's there.
No,
Hey.
he's a real person too.
I saw
Yes,
the
that's
picture.
me. Sorry, it's a little bit dark right now because I'm in the middle of doing a custodial work job right now. But hey,
I saw the picture change to up and down. I'm like, oh no, we're about to get into the picture.
Trust me, if you see Hunter J, that's always going to be me.
All right. Cool.
I just wanted to verify that to you.
Well, I appreciate it because I don't like what's happening to my boy here. That's not cool. So
trust me,
I appreciate that.
I'll keep you safe, but I have to.
So I mean,
I'm a pain in the ass. Excuse my language. I'm a pain in the, but I will always make sure that you know it's me.
Of course.
If you need to, I'll even verify in Discord.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
No, we're good.
So,
wouldn't have thought twice if this didn't happen just twice in a row to him. So
anyway,
I just
want to make two notes really fast. Number one is the final 3 seasons of Saul, which I have not caught up to yet. Anything like Breaking Bad for how much of an emotional roller coaster it is?
I mean, there's no family aspect of it doesn't have that family aspect that Breaking Bad does. So you're not like there's not a whole lot of betrayal as compared to Breaking Bad is, especially when family and Hank finds out that Walt is Heisenberg. But there's a lot of it's a very great character study. It continues the character study into Saul and even Mike Ehrmantraut. So it's very how would I say it? It's not as action.
Just to verify, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, okay. It's not as action packed. It's not as it's more how would you describe it, Steve?
What I was busy
more tame
of what than compared to Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad to Better Call Saul. Emotional roller coaster.
Definitely more tame. I mean, it's a long. I guess it's more of a long game for Better Call Saul. They're sort of
the short game, effectively, or like the just constant build up, mild catharsis, build up, mild catharsis until major.
There's a lot of build up in Better Call Saul, whereas Breaking Bad, you're getting hit, just like something weird. Almost every episode, you're getting like, wow, something. What the There's a lot of what the f moments in Better Call Saul or in, Breaking Bad.
This last season, especially this first half, I felt really bad. Let's just say there were points where I didn't want certain things to happen, but they happened for the sake of the story. So this final season really, season 4 really, I would say it's not quite up there. It's not as crazy of a roller. It's not as crazy as Breaking Bad, but we still care about the characters enough to be emotionally invested. Like Nacho and heck, I even cared about Howard this season.
Oh yeah, especially towards the end, I cared about Howard a lot.
Yeah. So yeah,
gotcha. All right.
Hey, you got a new member.
Oh, I do. Dan Crane, welcome to the Nerdporial Continuum, and of course, I stole that from Star Trek.
Welcome on in. By the way, for anyone else that has not tuned into the channel yet or hasn't been able to do so, and is still new to the channel, the subscribe button is somewhere in the down part here. Feel free to subscribe.
Right. So I played your game last year. So how's that going?
Finally started ramping up production again. Been working really hard on it lately, to say the least. Just did some hard voiceover lines and did a lot of voiceover work just today.
Okay.
Well, technically now yesterday, but yeah, we did a lot of voiceover work yesterday. And it was a lot of fun because we got to get my voice actor for Ryan and Tony and Gus. I actually got working on trying to make them do a little greeting for you for when you do play the game next time.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. So yeah, I'm looking forward.
Specialized greeting anytime you enter the username Nerporial.
Yeah, Nerporial. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I definitely want to do that live. So
And I'm hoping I can get a hold of Aaron Dismuke, who voices. I'm hoping to get a hold of Aaron Dismuke, who voices Senku, to also do a greeting for you.
Okay, cool.
Senku from Dr. Stone.
I have never met.
There's a series for you guys to check out if you get a chance.
Dr. Stone. I've heard of it. Okay. I might my one of my good friends knows a lot
Long
of the voice
short
actors.
Of it. Oh, cool.
Yeah, one of my good friends has met a lot of the voice actors at conventions. His ex is a big voice actor. Well, I don't know if she's as big now, but she did a lot of voice acting and a lot of dubs. So, yeah. So I have not met.
Gotcha.
Him myself,
okay.
So. But yeah.
Sure.
All right. Cool.
Whole turns to stone. 4,000 years later in the future, humanity has woken up out of the Stone Age, working their way back up.
Okay. Now I really want a true adaptation as a true adaptation of the Black Swordsman.
While an opposing force is trying to keep them into the Stone Age.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Do you have anything else, Hunter?
Aside from that, new YouTube channel. I don't know if I'm allowed to plug it real fast, but that's up to you.
You can plug it. I don't care.
Since you didn't
as you saw, Mental is my new YouTube channel. I'm looking at doing a little bit of Let's Plays, a little bit of anime reviews, and maybe a podcast or two once a month or so, where I'll do what I call Devil's Advocate, where a bunch of my social group talks about unpopular opinions on certain subjects.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Good idea.
But anyway, take care. Have a good night.
All right.
Thanks,
you
man.
too.
Hello?
You get anyone else
Sorry.
sending Salty a link? What are we sending?
Well, I can't send him a link. He said he'll hop on it and bash some heads for you if you want.
Oh yeah, he's always invited.
I think there's a ghost in my room. Somebody said hello to me and I didn't hear it. It's the
maybe it's what's the name of the villain from Poltergeist 2?
I don't know.
3? What was his name? Father something?
Yeah.
Brother something?
Oh, you just put that in he put did you put it in chat?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell him. Oh man.
Wait. I'll remove it. What the hell?
Just send it to him. Just send it to him, man. You got his digits.
His digits.
Man, we got the man. This stream turned weird, man. I don't know. Like those two troll things just sucked the air out of me. I was like, oh no, man.
Yeah, I know.
What just happened here? We were having a great little conversation, talking some Better Call Saul, and then all of a sudden, whoopsie, there's some tatas.
Yeah. Yep, and then something else. But the person said that they did it, so I was like, okay. So the person that said you're going to get banned for this.
Am I the only one who noticed Walt's big old head? Did it look big?
It looked bald. I didn't think that was a bald cap.
I don't know. I guess
he is.
Maybe. Hey, there's the man.
Salty the man. Our third guest for House of the Dragon.
My head's gonna explode from all of this not fantasy, just like it almost exploded from all the not science fiction.
Yeah, man. Jesus. Yeah. Good Lord.
So give me the skinny guys. What the heck happened in this Better Call Saul episode? Like what? First of all, was it what you expected? Did it blow your mind? Was it fair to middle in? What's your overall assessment of the episode, man?
I came out of it sort of I don't know, sort of I couldn't put words into how I felt. So it was like I couldn't tell if I was in denial that it was done and that I was happy. All I know is I think I said it to Nerporial was I know what I was happy because I wasn't subverted, right? I got pretty much what I was expecting. It was well done, and there wasn't anything that just sort of made me go oh my god, got me hyped up like that. But I was satisfied, and I wasn't subverted in some ridiculous, stupid way, and it didn't end like I'm totally like, what the hell was that, right? At least not for me. So I came out happy.
What about you, Nerdporial? Where are you at with this, man? I mean, you kind of got kicked in the nuts with the Orville, and I'm wondering, did you get kicked in the nuts on Better Call Saul?
No, I still think Better Call Saul is the best show on TV. The only thing was I felt like the last few episodes, and I'm going to compare this to Breaking Bad because I saw Breaking Bad. I felt like the last 3 episodes should have been like more cohesive. Like it was like the last couple. I mean, last episode answered some questions, but the 2 before that, I felt like were nothing burgers. Like they were retreading old ground and like nothing really of substance. Really, I mean, it was building up towards what would ultimately happen, but it didn't feel like it got boring. There were points where it got boring.
Do you think they cut some stuff out of it for some reason? Could it have been ideological, or I mean,
No.
we're in 2022. It was just.
I just don't think there was enough there. I don't think there was enough substance for these last couple episodes because what they do is majority of Better Call Saul is a prequel, but the prequel stuff ended. So this final season was 13 episodes. The prequel stuff ends in episode 9. So episode 9 felt like a series. Episode 9 felt like its own series finale. Like that's the last time we see a few of the characters that eventually go on to Breaking Bad, and then we skip to this time after Breaking Bad. So usually the beginning of every season, the first scene of the first episode of every season is in black and white, and we see how Saul Goodman's life is post Breaking Bad. So he's in complete anonymity. He went to a disappearer to disappear. And now he's living. He went from being the showy criminal lawyer of Walter White to now a Cinnabon manager in the middle of Nebraska. And he wears glasses. He's got a mustache. He just looks like a regular nobody. And every season opens with that black and white segment continuing his story. So we get very little of his character. And in this case, he calls himself Gene Takovich. So we get very little Gene. We just know that he's on the run from the law, and he's paranoid. He doesn't want to get caught. And there's points where he gets so paranoid to the point where he gets a panic attack, and everybody thinks he's having a heart attack. Well, here he's kind of breaking out of that thing, and he's reverting back to his Saul Goodman, his criminal lawyer, his scammer days, as Slippin' Jimmy, and he starts robbing places and he starts going on his path of self-destruction. He wants to get caught. And you know who catches him? Of all people, Carol Burnett. They bring Carol Burnett in the last few episodes.
I heard you guys talking
and she uses
about
her
that.
life alert. She has life alert, and that's how she calls the police or reports them. And that's how he gets caught.
Me?
I'm not.
Oh my God.
This show is hilarious. Like the things that they choose to do is just hilarious. So, and he gets caught in this episode. He gets caught and he goes to jail. And that's how the series ends. Basically, he says goodbye to Kim for one last time.
I never got into Breaking Bad. It's just I have this weird peculiarity where if everybody keeps telling me something's good, I don't watch it. Like
same here. That's why I didn't watch Breaking Bad either when I first heard.
Like I never saw Mad Men or any of that stuff. I'm like, I just get off my back. I'll watch it someday.
Yeah.
And so I love that you guys get so stoked about this, man. It's really cool. It's just I don't know this fandom. I know the story of Breaking Bad, obviously, but it's just cool that you guys found something that was pretty darn good.
And I mean, the people here in the chat are really cool. Everybody's pretty civil.
I think very civil.
Everybody's very intelligent. Like they're very intelligent. Like it's not just listening to what they're saying; it's seeing what's on the screen and analyzing. And that's also what makes this so great to watch. Is they show and they don't tell. They know how to tell a story.
I've listened to you guys do other shows like this to have in the background. You know how it is. And I hear you guys talking about this, like looking at things in iconography, or somebody's wearing a hat or somebody's doing this. And it's like, I miss TV like that, where you had to pay attention, and you had to have some of the lore. And it's just cool. We know that Hollywood can write stories like that. They just don't want to.
They don't hire people that can. They hire the wrong people for the wrong reasons.
Well, yeah, no. Well, there's probably you might. I don't know if you want to read it on stream, but Judo Juker, that Reddit link It's an interesting read.
Which
if
one?
you want, he sent a link it's about the time machine stuff. If you, I don't know if you want to read it on stream or what, but it's a Reddit post about just a correlation to the whole time machine thing. It's a pretty interesting read, but it's nice
I don't know
to
how
be.
to highlight. I don't know how to highlight from.
Oh, I just went to the stream and clicked on it. It's an active link in your stream.
All right,
Just
you
click on-
want to take care of that, and you can just.
Wait,
share
you want
it.
me to share it? Okay,
Yeah, I'm giving
if
you some
want.
work.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to. Well, that's fine. I'll make my money.
Make it so, number one. Make it so.
But Salty. Another reason I really like this is it feels like '90s Trek, where everything was pretty consistent with each other.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the other thing I miss is continuity. You know, an
Yes.
attention to continuity in details. You know, and if somebody left something in a locker in one episode that was going to be there in the next, it wasn't going to be completely like rearranged or something like that. Just the little things like that.
Yeah.
They made all the difference to be immersed in this world or whatever world it is.
Yeah, well, and they trust us to figure it out. I think that's the biggest point. Is like, not smashing me in the face with something. It's just like, okay, I get to actually view and surmise my own opinions and think a little bit, and they don't do that with most TV anymore. It's just sort of like we have to spell everything out for you.
Yeah,
and I mean, heck, like I know everybody's covering Rings of Power. Tolkien hated allegory.
Yep.
So he would not. And what's funny was he was alive when Star Trek came out. So I'm curious. I'm sure he probably didn't like. I'm sure he probably didn't like Star Trek.
That would be interesting. I wonder if somebody ever asked him about whether or not he liked Star Trek. That would be one hell of a cool thing if there's a letter that somebody has.
That would be interesting as heck.
He probably wouldn't even understand. He's like, what is this space? What is this spaceships?
Yeah. He probably thought
there's nothing green. There's nothing green or there's no like smoking tobacco or green and stuff. So I don't think it'd be his thing.
True. Yeah. Did anybody in this show like call the fans racist or misogynist or bigots? Or
dude, actually, contrary to that, at the end, there's 3 minutes of them, the whole cast thanking the fans for watching.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I was wondering if they did something like Tom Cruise did.
The whole last 3 minutes of the show is them going through each cast member and the cast member saying, "Thank you for watching. We were able to do this because of you guys and this, that, and the other, and thank you," and all that. So it was actually a very nice touch at the end.
Yeah, Bob Odenkirk, Jonathan Banks,
all of them. Yeah,
even Peter Gould and Vince Gilligan, the creators.
Yep,
that's wild.
Oh, speaking of Jonathan Banks, I hear a transmission. I hear a transmission from a far away, from a time before.
From Axel Foley.
Yeah, the Axel Foley's in this. Here you go. And I hear another one. I hear one more. Once again, here we go.
He's not very good with that shotgun, man. He's got to work on that.
Well, this was young Mike, so he didn't become the angel of death.
Marksman.
But I love the soundtrack. I love the soundtrack for that movie. It is one of the best soundtracks ever. I remember riding my BMX bike to Kmart to get Harold Faltermeyer's Axel F theme. You know, dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
well,
I got that on 45 to bring it back and play it on my record player over and over.
Hell yeah!
Did you know that La La Land Records released the entire score?
No.
They did. So all of Harold Faltermeyer's score was released. I've been listening to it the last couple of weeks, and it's awesome. Like it's
amazing.
So, yes. So you hear all the different variations of Axel F and some of the other themes from it. So, but I did make some clips from Better Call Saul. Some of the funnier clips.
Cool.
You want to see a 7-second
Dude,
one?
that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you guys revel in this.
I'll take. You want to take this down so you can bring it up?
So this is Mike's reaction to the series finale right here. Now the real Mike Ehrmantraut. Here we go.
I want to do it.
You're done. You are done.
And we have another transmission. This time it's Michael McKean. Michael McKean is talking about his brother Jimmy. Here we go.
No, he orchestrated it. Jimmy. He defecated through a sunroof.
That's where we learn what a Chicago sunroof is from this show.
Good old Chicago sunroof.
That's right. So the story with that is, so he finds out he was married in Chicago. He was living in Chicago. He was married to someone, and she was cheating on him with this guy. And Jimmy finds out who this guy is, and he finds out what the car is. So he decides, he got drunk one night and he defecates in the guy's car through the sunroof. The problem is the guy's kids were in the car when he did it. So he gets arrested and they could pin him with being a sex offender. So his brother flashback. Chuck gets him off and takes him to Albuquerque, and that's where I
wanted that flashback of him taking
it's crazy
through the hood.
But here's probably Bob Odenkirk's best performance on the show. Here we go.
You know why I didn't take the job? Because it's too small. I don't care about it. It's nothing to me. It's a bacterium. I travel in worlds you can't even imagine. You can't conceive of what I'm capable of. I'm so far beyond you. I'm like a god in human clothing. Lightning bolts shoot from my fingertips.
Wow.
Yes.
So good.
Like this show has some of the best acting. Like the acting is just incredible here. And the choice of shots, like that's why I think it's the best show.
Yeah, some very cool, directorial, where they're placing the camera for certain shots and stuff. It's very unique.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool,
especially when
you got a tip from Jay Hunter for $10, dude. You have such a loyal chat. What a good group of folks.
Where?
It's from StreamElements.
Yeah,
I tried to tip you off, brother.
I know.
Oh,
I figured
all right.
subtlety
Well, thank
wasn't
you.
going to work.
All right, now I gotta log in the StreamElements and see if a message was sent.
Well, we'll vamp. What about you? Was there a moment for you, Prophet, where the show you literally either fell out of your chair laughing or fell out of your chair going, "I can't believe they did that this season"? Was there one big thing that happened?
Oh well, I mean, we'll just go with this season. I mean, because it's fresh in my memory. I mean, episode 3, when I think it was 3, when there's a whole moment. I mean, I know you haven't seen it, so I don't know if you ever watch it, but there's a character that's sort of bad guy, but sort of grew on everybody. He was sort of a bad guy because he was sort of forced into it. And you learn to love the guy, and he's just on the sort of it's about to be offed, we'll say, and then he just has this is just basically stands up to this guy and tells him all the things that he's done to Nacho. His name's Nacho. He basically just tells off the drug lord and says, I've been doing this, and this, and basically all the problems you've been having, that was me, and F you, and then he gets shot in the freaking head. It's tough, man. But it's there's a lot of those moments in the show. It's hard to sort of pinpoint one, especially so that's why I went to that one. Each season seems to have a few of those moments where you're just sort of left with your jaw hitting the ground. You're just like, wow, I can't believe that happened. But yeah, that's what sticks out right now.
I miss TV like that. I mean, all three of us watched Stranger Things season 4.
Yeah.
And that was the first time in years where I had that reaction to a television show. So
yeah,
it's so cool you guys like this.
Yeah, I was so excited for that. I told you guys, I stayed up till 2 a.m. and I was up all night. I was up till 6, 7 in the morning watching 4 hours of it. So but yeah, I got it up here. So
yeah, I got it.
Hunter J says his tip $10. Thank you so much, Hunter. Thank you. Says, hey, glad I met you, Brian, and glad to see you are still going strong with the channel after all this time. Keep at it and keep kicking it. Cheers, my friend. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the encouragement. Oh boy. Oh, we got another one too. Judo Joker for $2. Show Salty the Howard appointment monologue and ending twist.
I would say that's the apartment monologue, and then Lalo pop. I don't know if he's. I wonder if he's got that clipped.
I don't have it. I don't have the clip though. That's a great clip. That's a great moment.
Next time,
Next
Cheeto
time.
Joker. That's awesome though. I love that. I love other people's enthusiasm, man. This is why I like being a nerd, where people show you stuff and it's like it might not be your thing, but the passion and the enthusiasm is just awesome.
And then you get the nerd. You get the nerd arguments. Like for instance, me and Lyle arguing about Gundam Wing on your channel. So there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I love those things. Yeah, it sure beats the hell out of Morphin Clark telling us all to get off her page and the internet and just shut up.
I mean, they're copying what Disney did with Kenobi. They're copying what
they're playing
years
the
ago
racist
what
playbook.
Paramount or what CBS did with Discovery.
Yep.
Well, we've talked about it's the playbook, right? They know their show is crap, so now they're going to start going down that way. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I mean, it's funny. That's why I hopped on your stream. I just got done with a huge video I'm dropping tomorrow, so I have a double tap. I fire a fandom, and then exactly what you talked about, Steve. Where did this all come from? Why do they keep doing it? And basically, now that we've been to this party enough, like what the best move is, it's just basically just say no. Actually, it's about this. It's about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't know. We can't ignore it because it's just gonna. They're just. I don't know. I
agreed.
You're good at deep diving into some of these. There has to be a response, but the problem is, it's like I don't know. These crazy people turn anything you say into something negative. It's just like I didn't say any of that stuff that you're saying that I said. So where did you get it from?
They just want to invoke an emotional response, and at the end of the day, quite honestly, and I've finally come to this decision. They don't know what they want either. They just want to make you. They want to make you dance, and they want to make you react. And that's what's so cool about these shows that you guys are watching. When people don't play games like this, it's just why they don't have to, because they're too busy making a good show. When you're too busy making a good show, you don't have time to play these Mickey Mouse games. I
agree.
Call people names.
Well, yeah, nobody's calling us racist for liking for anything Stranger Things related. We're not bigots or misogynists if we don't like a character in that for some reason. It's just like, okay, well, you don't like that character. What do you like? And it's like, there's lots I do like. I just didn't relate with this one. It's like, that's fine.
I'll be honest, Lucas grew. I mean, just gonna put it out there. Lucas grew on me this last season. Him and Max and
agreed.
Even his sister wasn't so bad in this season. Lucas's sister,
it
wasn't as bad.
I agree. I totally agree. So,
yeah, I read something about season 5. They're going to have more conventional length episodes. And
I heard about that.
And there's going to be time jumps. So I don't know what that means. Hopefully, it's not bad.
Well, I heard about the time jump thing because because I guess they're getting older, so that's the way they're getting around it. But like, I don't understand how you do a time jump where we've made a strange right turn into Stranger Things, but I don't understand how you do a time jump with where they left it. I would assume that the bad guys win in a time jump era.
Well, yeah. I mean, did they go the whole Terminator route? You know what I mean? Where essentially it's in the future, but half the kids are dead and some of the rest of them are basically gone Wolverine survivalist or something like that. I mean, I would hope they could go down that route, and then 11 has to sacrifice herself, and then, like we talked about, potentially be the vortex that's in the Upside Down that Vecna harnesses. I mean, I would love for something like that to happen. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your show with Stranger.
No, we've been talking.
We had people on. People came on. We had a troll that every time I clicked on it, they posted someone else, and I have to clip some nudity out.
Yeah, that's what you came into. What we're talking about.
I didn't want to ask live, but I get it now. Yeah.
So it's a good thing. It's a good thing you can clip stuff out on YouTube itself. I don't have to go and download it and change it and everything. So.
But I just wanted to pop in. It's 1:45 where I am, gentlemen, and I gotta go to bed and be responsible. But you guys, I love your show. Like I said, I listen to you guys, and I don't even know what the hell this show is about. But I love hearing all this enthusiasm for this stuff. It's awesome.
Yep. I mean, it's a character. I mean, this show and Breaking Bad are both
character studies. And then
I mean, once you guys said Carol freaking Burnett was in the show, I was
Yes.
like, "Are you kidding me?" We should do a Carol Burnett show appreciation show some night. Talk about our favorite skits from the Carol Burnett show. I think people would love that stuff, man.
Probably.
What's funny is I've never seen Carol Burnett show until I saw some YouTube clips. But you know what 70s show I really liked that I've seen every episode of? All in the Family. That's a show I like.
All in the Family?
Yeah.
Oh God, no, that was must see TV. That and the Jeffersons
number one. Yeah.
Yeah. And have you ever watched Good Times? Another great show.
I've seen a few episodes.
And
I've seen a few.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Oh,
That's
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. I remember WKRP.
I remember the reruns. I'm too young to. I was too young. I wasn't alive when that came out, but I remember the reruns.
Yeah.
On TV.
We should definitely start doing some of these tribute shows, like
Hell
things that you love that people might not know about or may have forgotten about.
Oh, but yeah, like there were so many All in the Family episodes. Like you know everything about like Archie Bunker being like he was bigoted, he was very ignorant, everything. That was the way he was written. I mean, because let's be honest, Norman Laird, the creator of the show, was a huge liberal.
Oh yeah.
So, but the thing is, even back then, even though Archie was designed to be a complete asshole, complete misogynist, the fans still loved him anyways because he was well written.
It was a relief valve. That's the thing. Is the best way to show people who have opinions that aren't maybe like fair or accurate, or to show racism, is to actually have people talk about it, and have discourse and let anybody say anything that they want, But I'm old school like that. But yeah, it's funny though. There's a lot of stuff that Archie Bunker said now in 2022. It was right on. Just spot right on. That's all I'm gonna say. Not the racist stuff.
There was an episode where he goes, he disagrees with an editorial, and he goes on live television and does a rebuttal about gun control. Remember that? There was that episode.
Oh yeah.
There was another one. What's funny was they tackled some really heavy issues.
Oh God.
There was an episode where they wake up on a Sunday and they find a swastika painted on their door.
Yeah,
they were targeted. They were literally targeted by a hate group.
Yeah. No, I mean, so here's the thing. There used to be literal racists in the 80s. I mean, I remember I had a skinhead chase me down because I was an alternative kid, skater kid with half my head shaved, the whole thing, skateboarder type. And just because I called him a fascist because I, thought it was going to be funny. And this dude had a gun. People don't realize there used to be real racists like that. There really were. Not liking a shitty Star Trek show or a shitty Lord of the Rings doesn't make you a racist.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And you said 80s. You know what else? What's funny is in Chicago, or in the 70s, Skokie, Illinois. Not too far from where I lived. They had the Nazi rally. That's where they got the Blues Brothers idea for the Illinois Nazis. I hate Illinois Nazis.
I'm using that clip in my show tomorrow night. My mid-roll after the countdown when I do my deep fakes. I'm actually using that scene, and you won't believe who I deep faked the heads of onto the Nazis. We'll just say that it's nobody you know, but it is a popular SJW meme. We'll just say that. So
okay.
Guys, I'm gonna go to bed. I could sit here and hang out all night, but you guys are awesome. Thanks for letting me pop on and derail your little party over here.
Anytime, my friend. I look forward to them all night. I'll be watching, my friend.
Roger that. You guys are awesome. Take care.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Take care. Thanks for coming on. All right. Well, it's almost 1 a.m. here, so
it's 2 for me, brother. I think we put in yeoman duty.
3 hours. There you go. Real Joker says, confirmed for 2023 from Peter Gould, the Saul Shank Redemption featuring Harrison Thomas. Bravo, Vince. Bravo. That's a good one.
I just want to say, Metal Mental, I sub to you too, brother. So hopefully get your channel moving here. So
yeah.
But thanks for the support, guys. It's been awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
It's been great. It's nice having Salty pop in there.
Carol Burnett guest starred on Law and Order. I think it was Law and Order. She was good in that cause. She played the villain. Was this in when the show was on? I tried watching. They restarted Law and Order,
they restarted Law and Order. I watched the first episode. You know what it was? It was the thing that rhymes with oak. Is that thing that rhymes with oak, and it's
choke.
Rhymes with choke.
Broke.
It does rhyme with broke, and I'm sure you know what we're going at. But there was a point where they wanted to. They were questioning. So it's always been usually two detectives. Well, one of them's the guy from Burn Notice. The main character from. So there's the main guy from the two detectives in this new reboot. Well, not even a reboot. It's like a sequel, a years later sequel. There's a point where they needed to question. They're going up to like a bunch of black kids and they're trying to question them, and it gets to a point where Burn Notice guy gets kind of overly aggressive, and freaking Anthony Anderson's partner stops him and tells him, "Oh, you can't do this anymore," or something. And he's like, "Oh, this was better back in the 80s." I was like, "Oh, Jesus." I was like, "You're serious? Are you seriously going this way?" I'm like,
it's so on the nose. You can't I don't know. I used to watch Law and Order all the time. I can't watch it anymore. So
I'm just like, just make a Law and Order show.
Well,
cops are going to question people regardless of their,
Law and Order used to be very simple. The law went out, or I'm sorry, the law went out and captured the criminals, and then the Order prosecuted them. That's it.
Right.
I don't have to have super cop who can do all of it, and then just tell me how much of an imbecile I am and how bad a person I am while you prosecute this guy. It's like no. I'll just watch old Law and Order with the old guys. I'm good. I'm good with Benjamin Bratt and the other
Jerry
guy.
Orbach. They did bring back Sam Waterston as the DA.
Kept rotating through hot assistant district attorneys, because you got to have the DA with the hot assistant, I mean, that can we bring that back, please? I mean, come on.
But yeah, I watched it, and then once I saw that, I was just like, "Really, you're going that route? Like, what are you trying to do? Everybody knows what happened on the news. Everybody knows all these things that have happened on the news.
Yeah.
So just, I mean, if you're gonna do a Law and Order show, carry out the law. I mean, you have to show, like, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it.
It's exhausting. Yeah, we could talk for another 18 hours about it, but hey, So let's watch Succession. That'll be good for next year.
Yeah, I think I agree. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check out Succession. And
Prime. Are you interested in doing Prime? I'll do Primal with you, dude. If you want.
I've heard nothing but good, so I think I'll watch Primal.
Because if you want to do Primal, man, we could rock that. Oh, I'm gonna watch my language. We could rock that out on my channel, dude. I would love to do that.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. So
that could be just some small lighthearted stuff. That's not even anything major. So, that's an easy watch right there. So
yeah, we could do that.
But,
so
so sub to my channel if you want some hot nerporeal action.
I didn't say it. I didn't no comment. No comment there. No comment there.
Okay. You know what? Better Call Saul. It's over. Not so much glad it's over, but it ended okay. I'm not distraught, so I'm glad it ended in a good way. So I hope you all felt the same or feel the same. Saul Gone currently has a 10 on IMDb. I don't know that I put much faith in that, but it is IMDb. But you know what? We'll go with it.
We'll go with it for now.
I'm happy to go with it. So,
all right, everybody. So, Steve, I forget. You already plug yourself and say what you're up to.
Like 18 times. I'll take pity subs. I might be covering National Treasure just to bash it because I love National Treasure and they're going to destroy it. I have a video on it. So, and hopefully doing some more stuff with this dude right here. I know we're doing House of the Dragon, so that's going to be cool, and hopefully some other stuff. And check out my channel for all kinds of new stuff coming up, hopefully, if I get time. So work is getting in the way. But I appreciate all of you. You guys are all awesome in the chat. As always, it's been a pleasure. Encourages us to do more of this stuff, I think. So, yep. So, check out Prophet of the Dragon. I got a new intro over there, too. I think it's pretty sweet. check that out. Tell me what you think. And sub to that guy too if you haven't. I'm gonna poke him in the eye.
Ow.
Sub to
Ow.
that guy. Sorry. I can't do this camera thing. Sorry.
All right.
We're getting delirious.
We're getting tired. Been sitting down. We did 2 hour. We did over 2 hour pre-show, and now we're doing a 3 hour.
We did the pre-game.
Aftershow.
I streamed with Roman of the Empire on Blue Collars
marathoned it.
Blue Collars channel, and then I came back here. So I've been streaming for like freaking 8 hours.
Yep.
Dan Crane, thanks for the sub. You're the man. I hope to see you over on my channel for Soprano or something else, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well,
channel member.
Nice. Dan Crane, channel member. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the content. I did make I'll say what I've been doing. So I managed to get part 1 of my Ocarina of Time retrospective done on Sunday. So part 2 I want to try and get done by next Sunday. Part 2 shouldn't be nearly as take as much work because I'm still going through mainly the story. It's part 3 that might take a little longer because I'm going to be going through my own insights and conclusions and additional materials, supplemental stuff that goes with it. So, and then I'm gonna consolidate all 3 parts into a single retrospective, which is probably going to be up to 4.5 hours long. If they're all an hour and a half, it's going to be a 4.5 hour epic video. So, just the first one alone is an hour and a half. So I want to include every cinematic, cutscene. So every time Link enters a new town or a new area, and you see that cutscene that opens it, I want to keep all those. So
yeah, I'm about halfway through, so I'm gonna finish it up before you can get the second one out. I hope.
Yeah, and then once I'm done with that, then I'm gonna do Planet of the Apes retrospective, the original film. I'm gonna do that. Then I'm gonna do a layman's guide to Breaking Bad.
Nice.
I wanted to get the Breaking Bad stuff done before this show ended, but well, too late now. I was supposed to get done with all this by the end of March.
There's just
and it's already
time,
August,
man.
so
right.
Yeah,
man, time just it eats, man. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I got a whole list of stuff, and it's now growing.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, there's a lot more I want to do, and of course, I think the next movie retrospective that I don't have listed is probably going to be Beverly Hills Cop. As you can tell.
Dude, I'd love to. Dude, if you need a hand with that, I love that movie. Oh, I love it.
I know.
Oh,
So do I. It's my first movie. My first movie ever, probably.
So good.
Live action wise.
1 and 2, just like.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I saw 3 in theaters. I was 9 years old and I saw 3 in theaters.
3, man. Disappointment. But 1 and 2.
Scrooge McDuck was the owner of the park.
Was
his
he?
actor, Alan Young. Yeah, that was
really?
him. Never realized it, but it was him.
Nice.
So
yeah, Beverly Hills Cop is the best.
But other than that, yeah. So thank you everybody once again for checking this out, and I hope everybody's happy with the finale. And I want to rewatch the finale and just process this further, and probably do a Better Call Saul review part 2. So I have part 1 already out.
Nice.
Probably going to do a part 2 breakdown of the season. I probably should do a breakdown of the Orville. And yeah, we'll take it from there. But everybody, have a good night. Take it easy. Stay nerdporial. May the wings of nerdporials carry you to House of the Dragon Sunday.
Oh, seriously, Dr. Stone, try it.
$2 super chat. Seriously, Dr. Stone, try it. All right. And Judo Joker, come on, like if you see me on chat or see me streaming, come on back.
I'd
love having you around.
I'll mod you on my channel too if you want, my man. You're a good dude. So thank you for all your help with modding.
Thank you so much
Judo Joker. It's been a treat and a pleasure.
Yeah, and thank you so much for adding to this conversation. It was a great conversation we had with you.
It's been great. Yes, sir.
All right, so everybody take care, and let's. I'll just show. I'll just re-show what I showed earlier. So here we go.
Hi, I'm looking for Kim Wexler. I believe she works there.
Set the pot to the kettle. Wait, that is really rich. You preaching to me? See, you have no idea what I did or didn't do. Okay, and why don't you turn yourself in? Seeing as how you're the one with the guilty conscience, huh? What is stopping you? Spring's in the ground. Mike's in the ground. Lalo's in the ground, apparently. You don't have to hold back on my account. They can only hang me once. So go ahead. Spill your guts. Put on your hair shirt. See what it gets you. Kim, why are we even talking about this? We're both too smart to throw our lives away for no reason. I only wanted to... Kim.
I'm glad you're alive.
Will you be tried? Will you go to jail?
There's no physical evidence. No remaining witnesses other than my ex-husband, assuming he's still alive.
No, Valerie, I'm not okay. There's a criminal standing in my kitchen threatening me. He's a wanted man, and his name is Saul Goodman.